Who says that? Definitely not me.
That's what you say?
Definitely not what I say.
Anybody? Broken games like beyond me.
That's how I sound? Definitely not.
Broken games like beyond.
Yeah, what up, chat? I need to see if I can find the super chats from last week. Issue is YouTube, because of the YouTube format, I'm not sure how to find previous super chats. Because YouTube decided to make everything complicated. I don't know how to find super chats from a previous live stream. How would I find it? Where would I go? I'm looking like all over the place. See, it's so easy to find in the previous YouTube format, but in this new YouTube format, it's like, got no idea how to find it. Because YouTube, Google are a bunch of jabronis. Make everything complicated, switch up. Okay, hold on, wait, I might have found it. Yep, I found it. I found it. Here we go. I found it. Because I'm a genius. Last week was the 28th, I believe. Yeah, last Sunday was the 28th. So yeah, I got the super chats open for last week. So Weapon Wheel After Dark should be returning tonight for Patreon subscribers. Grand opening. It's the return. If you go to Patreon right now, if you go to our Patreon right now, you might hear my wife is juicing some fruits right now in the background. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? I'm good? I'm okay? I'm good? Okay. So, yes, if you go to the Weapon Wheel Patreon right now, the $12 tier is the tier to get the Weapon Wheel After Dark episodes, because we are bringing it back as of tonight. what we're going to be doing is, at least the plan is we're going to be like just cutting off the podcast exactly at 8:30, and any conversation after that point goes into after dark territory. That's the plan. Right? Because we need to, because they've wanted to support the Patreon and everything like that. And honestly, the biggest thing that people wanted from the Patreon, wanted back from the Patreon, was After Dark. That was the most demanded thing. So that's what we're bringing back. That is what we are bringing back, is the After Dark. So pretty much that'll be from like 8:30 to like 8:30 on, 8:30 and after, pretty much. So yeah, go to the Weapon Wheel Podcast Patreon, and you'll see the correct $12 tier there. And yeah, we hope you all support. And as far as what we will discuss in the After Dark is pretty much anything. Stuff that may not be safe to discuss on the podcast, and just any topics that are left over after that we didn't get to discuss. What an interesting day it's been on Twitter. Why are people screaming outside?
Family.
And why is my phone not charging? Even though it's plugged in. What the heck? That ain't my family. I don't know them people. Make sure y'all hit that like button while y'all in here. To save time, I think I should actually start reading these super chats from last week now. And people who join late, they can just rewatch the episodes to hear it. Hannibal Barkus last week said, being buff in a post-apocalyptic world makes no sense with food being limited. They were growing their own food, though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were growing their own food. Their own food. They made that pretty clear. That they had what do you call the parts of the farm with the chickens and stuff like that? They made sure they had their own protein sources. They did. Abolish Mints said, too many people just being man babies out there. The game is freaking fire. Despite the tragedy at the beginning, I can't say that I didn't enjoy the game after beating it. Emmanuel A said, smooth. Please diss King Thrash and sick humor. Papa John said, will Avengers be another Anthem situation? Probably. Andrew Wilkins said, smooth. The Order and The Last Guardian are factually better than any Xbox game released this generation. Xbox has no chance of ever competing with Sony. J0122 said, Persona 5 Royal is game of the year. Cyberpunk may take it though. Max B said DBZ Kakarot is game of the year. No. Mr. Whitaker said Neo 2 is my game of the year. Can't wait for the expansion in July. Papa John said Star Wars might win game of the year, and people are saying Horizon 2 might win 2021. Also, Breath of the Wild 2 could win 2021. Mr. Twin said gameplay carried The Last of Us 2. That story was all over the place. By the way, I dropped my Last of Us 2 review. Y'all should go listen to that. I heard it's fire. Respect My Mind said The Last of Us 2 story is just fine. People would have complained no matter what the story would have been, unless it's part 1 over again. Wonton Soup said, BG, I swear the Lord above, if you bring Crayon Eater on here one more time, I'ma have to unsub. Tony Wood 25 said, y'all my guys, but listening to BG and Jack Move got me thinking you dudes want to have Neil Druckmann's baby. Wow. I can't like a game now. That's crazy. We can't like a game, Jaguar. We can't like a game, man.
Having comprehension skills is frowned upon in this community.
Wow,
I should have known.
Oh man, this is crazy. We can't like a game out here. I seen him present Anita with an award, and dude was eye sexing her that whole time. He said eye sexing. Like, word, dog. Oh man, Papa John said this marble mouth is a dummy. Black Baron Super Mario. That's a long name. I can't say the rest of it is cut off. Black Baron Super Mario said Last of Us 2 endings message I got was that women still don't even know what they want. Even in the apocalypse, they still don't know what they want. That's what he said. El Matador 809 said I call updated version smooth. Stop capping, bruh. It's Abstract said Smooth sounds ignorant as hell right now. I'm an Xbox day one buyer since 360, and just because it's a new SKU doesn't mean anything. It's just cross-buy. Muhammad said Skill Up said Cyberpunk was at 60 frames ray tracing. Flaffy 101 said Xbox will have exclusive mode because of smart delivery. That was a question. Nickwood Snake, the true antagonist, said Final Fantasy 14 did it too. It's Abstract said anybody want a free copy of The Last of Us 2 digital? Tony Wood 25 said you my guy, Jack, but you would roast the hell out of Kid Smooth if he ever hyped an Xbox exclusive with a mediocre Last of Us 2 storyline.
I mean, he didn't understand the story, you know. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. OBJ Jr. said Abby versus Nadine. Who wins? Game J0122 said game is dope overall. Definitely worth a play. Gameplay, graphics, sound, etc. The story / writing is the weakest part. Def mid 7.5 out of 10. Game is good, not trash at all. OBJ Jr. said Dina got cakes though. Tony with 25 said imagine if at the end of John Wick 4, instead of killing Winston, a flashback of his dead beagle prompts John to open a dog shelf. I'd slap Keanu Reeves if he'd came to my office with that script. To be fair, the whole script of John Wick is not really that sophisticated or like
the point was not revenge at the end of the story. It was about, accepting loss, pretty much.
That there was nothing she could do about it, even if she killed her. Okay, Joe.
She would have still had nightmares if she killed her. It wouldn't have solved anything. So she didn't do it in hopes that it would give her closure. That was the point.
And let's be very clear one thing about a movie like John Wick. People like John Wick because of the action, and they make a lot of leeway and excuses for the story. Like people accept that John Wick as a story isn't great. Like
The Last of Us, I agree.
Oh,
I'll agree with that.
It's crazy so many people played it, didn't understand it, man. It's wild.
I understood it. Was they trying to say that
what they were saying, Jimmy?
All right, this is how I took it.
I don't even want to talk about this no more.
No, I want to say this because I want to hear what y'all gonna say about it.
Okay.
I'm thinking that the reason she didn't do what she did to Abby in the end, like she set out to do, is because she saw Nev and thought that was like her and Joe, right? Is that what?
No. Well, I think that was part of it. But if you was paying attention when she saw Joel in the flashback,
Right. She
they
realized
showed that scene at the end of the game, and he was telling her that she needed to learn how to start forgiving people and letting shit go because he wanted her to forgive him.
right.
She
but
thought
was
back
turning-
when he said
she
that
was
the night.
turning it to him. She was turning
Yeah.
it to him, right? Yeah.
Well, she was trying to take heed to what he was saying because she realized that she was starting to forgive him for the shit he did in the past, right? So she thought, hey, what if I start to forgive her for the shit she did in the past? That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Letting go.
Yeah, but she lost everything in the process, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And he lost everything in the process of the shit he did, right?
Right, yeah, because I was
So
thinking it was
she
already
see
too late.
how he turned up. Maybe she don't want to turn out like him.
It's already too late, but I got what you're saying.
Okay, there you go.
She went too far, is what I'm saying. To ever
She
go
did.
back.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. She did.
And
I'm not
that's
arguing.
why the house was empty. Like that was symbolic to let them know
Yeah,
she
yeah.
already went too far. Yeah. Okay, so
Of course,
I
yeah.
understood that. I understood that. They
King-
didn't need all that. They didn't need all that fill in there though. All those cut flashbacks and all that. That's all I'm saying. The game would have been better if they took all that out and made that like a DLC.
But a lot of people say the game didn't explain enough. So I mean, you can't please everybody.
You know what it is? It's the pacing of it because the way the game is designed, it throws you off, so that you don't pay attention to certain things.
Well, let me finish these. Let me finish these super chats because we gotta try to be on time from now on. Try to end at 8:30. The only reason people didn't feel anything when Joel died is because the trailers made it look like he was coming back. Okay, I guess I don't know. Okay, the story overall hinges on if they could stick the landing with Abby sections, and to some people it didn't. It didn't. Simple as that. Could have been better. That was J0122. Blazer Star said The Last of Us 1 is better than The Last of Us 2. T-Lu, I've replayed it multiple times and put a lot of hours into it. The multiplayer, which should have been in T-Lu 2, I got the platinum in T-Lu 2, and I will never do a playthrough ever again. That's honestly how I felt about 1. Like I never really wanted to play through that again, but I did. But I had no problem playing through 2 over again. Tony with 25 said T-Lu is an amazing 10 out of 10. We learned about Ellie's importance to humanity and why her DNA is special. Also included a dramatic build-up to Joel's death through Abby's eyes. Oh wait, this didn't happen. He was being sarcastic.
You're just for here's a little funny comment. You know what happened to T-Lu too?
What?
Abby stepped over him. Oh, come on, you are not a Sixers fan, BG.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
It's Allen Iverson over what's his name?
Over Tyronn Lue, over T-Lu.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
That actually is a good one. I was not connecting basketball with The Last of Us and Ty.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that.
I wasn't there.
Abby Iverson hit Joel with a step over cross and stepped over him.
Yeah,
who gonna do that
there.
Photoshop though? Who gonna do that Photoshop?
Yeah. Somebody get on it. Somebody in the chat get on it.
Weapon Wheel Memes is on it right now.
Yeah, somebody get on it. Weapon Wheel Meme, shout out to you. Where was that? Respect My Mind said a lot of people hating on this game because of the story was not paying attention to the story, exposing a lot of people. Complexing story for those who pay attention, way better than the first Last of Us. Majin Mike said, talk about the trash sex scene. I'd rather not. It was a 7-second sex scene.
People just wanted a simplistic, like.
I don't even know how that pipe got hard enough to smack her in the back.
Because I was thinking that, so like, does that make him fruity?
Huh? Technically, she's a girl, but bruh, she's so ugly. Like I told Jack last week we were off air. If that shit was presented to me, my shit would come so far and be hanging out my ass. My shit,
you gotta stop saying that,
shit will be the reverse of it'd be a reverse erection. That shit would go into my body and be hanging out my ass. That girl is not in the slightest bit attractive whatsoever.
Why?
Right, I'm still being muscular, but her chest was like literally flatter and bigger.
That's why he flipped her over.
Nah, I don't think that works either because she ain't got no cake.
Look, if you're gonna do it one way or the other, you can't be looking that dead in the eye, man. You just gotta Flip that over, close your eyes, and imagine
What's
something.
crazy is in the end she looked more like a female, and that was what
Because
made me
she
think
lost
that.
all of her gains.
Yeah, but that steroids confirmed, by the way. But yeah.
Anyway,
Went back to being a natural female anatomical body.
well, let me finish these super chats. Where were we at? Did you guys talk? Majin Mike said, "Did you guys talk about the downgrade?" It wasn't no major downgrade, man. It wasn't that serious. Tunde Abimbola said, "I completely missed that Lev was trans. Lev is a boy. Yara called him her brother many times." Yeah, they talked about that section with Abby and Yara. They confirmed that her
There's
little
a part of the game where they call her Lenora.
Lily.
Lily, and she says,
Yeah.
"Did you hear what they called me?" Yeah.
Yeah, she was born a girl, but she identifies as a boy.
And that was the only hint you really get other than listening to her talk, which you won't because it's so boring. But yeah.
Yeah, listening to the dialogue. Yeah, heaven forbid you listen to a dialogue in story-based game. Yeah.
Oh man.
The
J0
dialogue.
J0122 said ending should have gave a choice to kill her or not. Yeah, but then we wouldn't know what really
Then
happened.
we would have been in a Gears 5 situation where there's no
Exactly
canon
what I
in
was
this point, and then the
thinking,
game's gonna have a
Jack.
sequel.
What's canon? Yeah, what's real? Tony with 25 said, while playing The Last of Us 2, I felt like that dude who got catfished off Tinder. Remember that movie, The Other Guys? I'm thinking The Rock and Samuel about to get some major screen time. No BS. Okay, Jimmy, you saw the leaks. That's why you wasn't surprised. That was from Nickwood Snake. And Emmanuel A, this is the last one from last week, said, once again, Jimmy MVP. Let's go, Big Ninja. 12 teraflops is more than 10. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway.
Does the A in Emmanuel A stand for autistic or no?
Oh no, man. Shout out to Emmanuel A. Well,
word.
Well, so let's get to this episode of Weapon Wheel Podcast
and get off of the trash of us too. But you know, I'm a Sony fanboy. I keep forgetting, right, Jack?
You definitely are the way you defend Sony and trash Xbox.
This shit is crazy.
Oh, my bad. There's no Discord.
We got no life social rejects of writing 72-page college master's grade levels dissertations. Calling me a fanboy of consoles.
Facts.
Where's Blandrew? Let's get this out of the way.
I don't know. He's not here yet. But Weapon Wheel Podcast episode 243. Make sure you hit that like button. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Check us out on there. Check out the Weapon Wheel Patreon. As I said earlier, if you wasn't here, the After Dark is coming back, starting officially tonight. So we have pretty much a hard cutoff at around 8:30, and everything afterwards will be considered After Dark and will be recorded and uploaded to the Patreon. So go subscribe to the Weapon Wheel Patreon tier, the correct tier, to get to After Dark. You will see it there. It is live. Hit the join button to become a member. You get emotes and chat badges. To submit a video to be featured during the Weapon Wheel Podcast, just send me an email to weaponwheelpress@gmail.com, and I'll send you the Google Drive link so you could have that gameplay featured during the podcast. All right, make sure you hit the like button. We appreciate all of you being here. So yeah, let's get into these topics. First, just happened right before the podcast. We got some 30-minute leaked footage of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's looking big mid. It's looking like Dollar General. It's looking like Dollar General Witcher 3.
People like mid games, BG. I won't have, I don't have.
But Dollar General Witcher 3 is still a decent game.
Yeah, this is coming from a guy that liked The Last of Us 2. So
people like mid games, BG. They're gonna love this. They're gonna eat it up.
You ain't lying, man.
Definitely not mid.
Bro, that game does not look good. The animations look bad. Listen. Ever since Assassin's Creed became an RPG, it's not been good. Like, that was the biggest mistake they've made, was making this franchise an RPG. That's fact.
Blandry says give them like 30 minutes.
People like mid games. They're gonna eat this up like it's a dick on a bun, and it is what it is. You just got to enjoy that. You know what I mean?
Jack, can your dick even fill a bun?
you want to see?
Wow.
No.
Why would you ask him that question?
If you don't want to see, you can't be asking me no shit like that, yo.
Why would you ask
You can't be asking me no shit like that if you don't want to see. Now, hold on. This shit
I'm
crazy.
just mad that they got like the breadcrumb shit from Fable in there. Like, but that's irritating.
Yeah, they don't tempt Jack with a good time, but that game ain't looking good. Smooth, you might want to send me my money early. I'm just saying. I know it's like a, I guess, early build or whatever. That might be what they show at the upcoming Ubisoft event, but it's not looking good. It's not
Did you
beating
have a
Ghost of
bet like it's gonna
Tsushima.
get like a 90 or some shit?
Yeah, the event is next week, actually, ain't it?
Something like that.
It's the
Yeah,
12th or the 14th.
Me and Smooth bet is just that whether Ghost of Tsushima or Assassin's Creed Valhalla gets a better score, and
Ghost of Tsushima. Ugh.
From the look
know.
of that, I'm winning. I'm winning that.
Yeah, you probably got that.
Yeah.
You know what really sucks?
Tsushima gonna be better than The Last of Us now. So
You know what you guys didn't think about that review?
What's up?
Ghost of Tsushima will not be docked for being 30 frames per second, but Assassin's Creed will, because it's on a next-gen platform. Automatically, it's going to lose points because people are going to complain that it's a next-gen game.
I don't think so.
That's not running at 60.
All it needs to do is come out before the next-gen consoles, and then you can't really
port over.
Can't impact the score.
I'm just wild about people. I mean, yeah, if you want to be upset about no wall running, that's cool. But like, the same people that are laughing about wall running were the people that went out and bought the Trash of Us 2 without multiplayer.
I'm still mad about that. I'm still, but I had a lot of shit to say about that. People, a lot of the as a Last of Us fan, I had a lot of shit to say about missing multiplayer. And you were called entitled for your trouble. Exactly. As a Cyberpunk fan, why y'all ain't mad about all this content being cut?
Word.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the boycotting and the backlash for this content cut? Like, I've been hearing nothing but excuses like, wall running and car customization, all that. But we don't care about that. It's not important. I'm like, oh man, so it's not important now. All this cut content is okay. If this would have been any other studio, it would have been a problem. But y'all got a whole bunch of defenses.
It's just niggas moving the goalposts. Like that's all it is.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we don't need to do the full intros. We all know who everybody is, but Jubei, you can introduce yourself since it's your first time on the podcast. It's Jubei, right? That's how you say it?
Facts. Yeah.
Okay.
Jubei Sensei from from VGP on just stopping by and hanging out with you guys for a little bit.
All right, cool. So yeah, we just transitioned from the mid Assassin's Creed looking gameplay, and Ubisoft has already been taking it down. Like there's still some footage up. I downloaded it because they were taking them down pretty fast.
That? Why are you being a scum? Why would
What?
you do that?
That's actually not good quality either.
I mean, people leak games before Smooth. You ain't seen have issues, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that is just. I can see.
But it count now, right?
You're spoiling games, but now
according to my playthrough, I ain't spoiled shit.
So it's an issue for me to download the footage. I want to watch it.
I mean, the thing is,
people, posting spoilers is fine, right? All right.
I don't think it's the spoilers.
And
trees are like 80 hours long. There ain't nothing to spoil.
I'm not and I'm not re-uploading it. I just downloaded it to watch it before they take it down. If I don't want to.
Quality is shit. The game.
Okay, but
you'll get a better quality version on the 12th though.
I agree. When after actual event,
I know why PG doing this shit. He wants to have the upper hand and being the first to criticize it.
Oh, of course. You know what type of time BG.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I'm not talking. There's certain things that you'll be able to see, regardless of what resolution or what the clarity is on the visuals. I know it's shit quality, but listen, that thing could be in 4K. Ain't nothing gonna make them animations better. Nothing's gonna make that thing could be at 8K. That combat's still gonna look trash. That ain't gonna change, brother.
Facts.
So I ain't worried. The only thing, see, you should actually be glad it's in 720p. So we can't see how bad it is that clear right now. We gonna see how bad it looks a few days from now, or a week, whenever it is. We gonna see how bad it looks in clarity pretty soon.
Which is a Sunday, I believe.
So we'll wait and see. But yeah, we were transitioning to Cyberpunk 2077 and all the cut content. So this isn't an issue for y'all people out there. Y'all don't, y'all still believe in the CD Projekt gods and all this stuff.
We got to
What
see.
Bond gonna say? I want to hear what Bond gonna say about this.
We got to see. Because
Cybercut.
look, not all cut content is good content, so we got to wait and see.
Cybercut edition.
Sometimes people remove stuff because it just didn't flow with the game.
And here's the thing, right? Like you can customize your dick in that game, but they cut other content. You can customize your dick in the game.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, you can customize your dick, your pubic hair, all this stuff. But they cut. But yeah, you didn't know. They confirmed this, bro.
I've actually been on a media blackout. I don't want to know anything about it until the game comes out.
Yes,
really.
you can literally customize your dick and your pubic hair, bro. But they cut other content like car customization, so that's more important for the gameplay.
Are you about to braid your pubes?
Bro, don't worry about what I do with mine, dog.
You about to have some dreads on yours?
Don't worry about that, dog.
Yeah, you know what's gonna be wild? People are gonna be getting judged about how they portray their characters.
People gonna be doing some weird shit. Absolutely, you can count on that.
Gamers are just weird people in general.
You can't be any more weird than what's going on in the Smash community.
Yeah,
we gotta wait for Blandrew. We got Matt. He said a half hour. 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess in the meantime, let's move on from that to the Horizon Zero Dawn PC release date coming August 5th. August 5th, I believe it was. It's gonna have ultra wide support. It's August 7th. Okay, August 7th. Ultra wide support, unlock frame rate, dynamic foliage, improve reflections, controller mapping, benchmarking tool. All of that, all the bells and whistles on PC. Jack, speaking to the mic, how do you feel about these PC editions?
Doesn't concern me one bit.
Say this again. The PC editions for what? Cyberpunk?
No, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Doesn't concern me. Doesn't involve me. I have nothing to do with that.
Oh man,
Jack, when are you sending me your PlayStation on your games?
Never.
You said that if PlayStation exclusive were to come to PC, you would give away your PS4 and all of your games.
I don't remember that, sir.
Weapon wheel number. Hold on, let me find it real quick.
Anyway, listen, that
I
Horizon
was
is
weapon wheel
looking
number
fire.
224, Jack.
I'll have to listen back to it.
Listen, that gameplay looking fire. I can't wait for that. I platinum this game on PlayStation. I'm gonna platinum that game on Steam. I know there's no such thing, but I'm gonna get all those trophies over again on Steam, and yeah, that thing gonna look beautiful. And it was running at medium settings on PlayStation 4. We learned that. So that's how good the game looked on PlayStation at medium. You already know when we cranked that thing up to ultra, the definitive edition of Horizon Zero Dawn, dog. You smell me, Jack? Do you smell me, dog?
That doesn't concern me. I'm sorry.
Okay, listen, man. Hey, that jiggy top you was talking about getting, bro. You gonna be able to run that thing on like maybe 1440p high. So what's up? Why aren't you excited?
That doesn't concern me.
So wait. You mean to tell me that even when you get a very capable PC, that you're not gonna buy like PlayStation games on it if the ones that come?
Doesn't concern me.
Oh God, dog, not like this.
I gotta start using that shit.
This is just you pleading the fifth. You bowing out. This is what you're saying, Jack.
That doesn't concern me. I don't know why you.
Jack going to smooth levels. Even smooth was like, I should take that.
Hey man,
that doesn't concern me. I don't know what you want me to say.
Oh man, I just want you to enjoy the same, quality and fidelity of games that everybody else will be, Jack.
Well, you better hope that the PS5 comes out swinging. Otherwise, I'm gonna be having a field day. Pause on your ass for the opening 6 months of this.
Wow. Because that Horizon Zero Dawn went to the top of the Steam top sellers list real quick
during the summer sale.
But yeah, during the summer sale when everything else is on sale, this thing is $50.
Speaking of which, smooth. The summer sale is like ending in like 4 days, dog.
What did you want?
Let's see. Bring up my wish list.
This man said wish list.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Star Wars Fallen Order and Borderlands 3. They're $30 each. I'll cover your third game.
All right.
I appreciate it,
Smooth.
You're a good man. You are on your way to being a true friend over the internet. That's like the highest ranking you can have in my life.
Don't let that man lie to you. But yeah, man. That Horizon Zero Dawn we finally got a release date. It's looking good. I can't wait, man. Can't wait for that.
Ty Boogie, how am I a leech? If you gamble at the casino, Jack,
Yes.
and you hit jackpot, you hit blackjack. Isn't the casino supposed to pay you, or are you a leech for trying to get what you deserve?
You just said
They
this
gotta
man
pay what
losing
they
best
owe.
to you. You just said this man losing best to you makes him your friend.
And yeah, everybody has that one friend that always gets made fun of growing up, but only you can make fun of them. You can't let anybody else make fun of them.
Yeah, I know. I caught on.
Wow. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
And I'm on Planet Xbox now too, so
wow.
Yeah, check out Planet Xbox, everybody.
Facts. They got some interesting takes on there. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, August 7th. We'll see y'all then at that release. Moving on from that, Iron Man VR came out this week. I don't think we have anybody who actually played it though, because nope.
It's PlayStation exclusive. If not, you could have asked Tech, but nah.
Yeah. Bro, you see this chick? I'm watching this chick on Instagram right now. She's got a bucket of black paint and she's mopping over Black Lives Matter on the streets of Philly or California. I'm sorry.
That's considered vandalism.
Yeah, I seen that. But yeah, I don't think anybody. Nobody in here probably played Iron Man VR, so not much to say about it.
I do. I have a PlayStation VR.
Well, Jimmy, I think you need to start playing these games so you can talk about it, since you're the only one with VR.
I actually do play some of them, but not this one.
Well, it has a 74 on Metacritic. So I mean, listen, I have pretty low. I think the bar for VR games is low in general. I look at it. So for VR games, I look at a 74 on Metacritic as like an 84 for a VR game. That's how I see it. I'm like, oh, a VR game is in the 70s. That's practically an 80 for me. So, but that's just my low standards for them in general. So yeah.
I heard good things about this game though, so it's probably actually right. Yeah, that's probably a good accurate depiction of the score.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who I forgot what the guy was you had on here last time, but he was talking about it. He said it was good from the demo. So.
Okay.
But PlayStation VR, like I don't try to bash things just for the sake of bashing it, but bottom line is the quality of the VR, y'all gotta know it ain't that great. So
okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty good for what it is. PlayStation VR is pretty dope in my opinion though. I'm not a hater of it.
Okay.
Smooth got one too. I'm pretty sure Smooth got a VR, remember?
No, he don't, does he?
Yeah, I believe he does. Yeah, I believe
really?
He does. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You be buying VR games?
I haven't got one since like Christmas 2 years ago, but I did plan on buying Iron Man. I just forgot it came out.
Hey man, when the new PlayStation VR 2 for PS5 come out, I'll probably get it. That one probably won't make me sick and send me to the hospital. So shout out to
Why don't you just get the what do you call it? The Alex, whatever is on Steam. That $1,000 on? What's it called, Jimmy?
Ain't nobody dropping a stack for that.
I gave up on all those different damn VR models.
What is it called?
I don't know. I forgot.
It's the Alex.
The Index.
Index.
The Index.
Yeah,
Jimmy, are we got to take your gold chain card away? What's going on, Paul? What's going on, Doug?
What you mean?
We got to take a gold chain card away?
I don't know. I mean, you could take it away from me, but I'm pretty sure my PC shits on yours.
Oh, that's not saying much. I mean, hell, mine's 4 years old. I'm just saying, having gold platinum membership means you got to spend X amount of money per month to keep up.
That's true.
You don't get 5-star hotels in Vegas and only visit them once a year.
I mean, honestly, from what I'm hearing, when PS5 come out, PC is going to be obsolete anyway.
Oh, stop.
Man, stop trolling these people. Y'all crazy.
SSD, baby. 5 gigs, man.
Right.
Lord have mercy.
That is impressive, but that's another topic.
I'm just waiting for my Xbox One X.
Nah, but I'm getting that 3080 Ti as soon as it drops, though. So you
what
might
happens
get ready to get
what
back.
happens? That's just 1,500.
Yeah. And if that 3090 is strong, I might get that.
I'm willing to drop $1,000 on a card, but I ain't going higher than that.
Nah, I'm already expecting to go well over that.
What are you running right now?
I'm on a 1080. That's why I'm 1080 Ti. That's why I'm gonna go so hard.
Yeah,
That's the reason.
take this man's gold chain card away. 1080 Ti.
You
Yeah.
guys can hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Landry?
Landry's here. Let's
Nintendo?
go.
I hear you, Nintendo.
All right, BG. Next topic.
Oh, this is all you care about, huh?
He's only got a limited amount of time.
Oh man. All right. So this
You guys aren't
past
even
week,
gonna ask me like how my day is going or anything like that. It's
Nah,
just, you know.
we
Man,
ain't
fuck
friends,
your day.
Andrew. I asked Smooth how his day was going.
all right, how was your day, Blandrew?
Forget all that, BG. Let's just get to the topic.
What the hell? This is what you get for being nice to niggas, man. This crazy. Listen. All right, the last 2 weeks, there's been Twit Longer has pretty much been used for a confessional, used as a confessional for people who have been sexually abused and people who have been doing the abusing. Okay, I mean, a lot of people have been accused. There's been a few people that's been caught lying. There's been cases of
BG, calm
pedophilia.
down.
Listen, I'm trying to envelop the whole situation. There's been
Before
this.
you go on, I want to separate two. I want to say this right now before we go on with this topic. There is a clear difference. There is a separate difference between the Smash community and the fighting game community.
Okay,
And that is
thank
exactly
God
what counts.
Kickbang is here.
Which no, I was gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and state that. Let me finish. I was gonna do that. I was gonna be nice.
You just sound a little bit too hype right now, BG.
I was gonna be nice.
Leave the fighting game people alone.
Because usually I listen, I conflate actually what I was going to conflate is Nintendo fans and the Smash community, but this time I was going to separate them. I always separate the FGC from like the Nintendo guys and the Smash guys, but I put the Nintendo guys and the Smash guys together. I don't know if you think that's unfair, but whatever. Point is, yes, there's been cases of like pedophilia, abuse of power, sexual abuse, all this stuff. Not only from the FGC and Nintendo fans, but like outside of that, just in the gaming industry as a whole.
Too.
Yeah, but in this week, it seemed to like be a lot coming out from the Smash community, which a lot of us for a long time.
They need to change the name to that game. We can't be calling this the Smash community.
Not tell anyone.
Because hold on. Yeah, because bro, like I'm looking at my router. I'm looking at my router and my modem. Everything's fine. Nothing else is like.
I'm willing to bet you $30. I'm
Do a
willing
speed
to bet you.
test.
I'm willing to bet you $30 if you just let Jack.
It's back on.
Yeah, but I think it probably created another.
No, it's back on regular.
Yeah, it's back on.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take off. I was just telling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Attic was saying that somebody might be like sniping my sending packets to my stream because like I live y'all seen when I live streamed The Last of Us. I did 7 hours straight like for like days and my stream never went down. But when I do the podcast,
you're definitely being targeted. You're being targeted. You're definitely being targeted.
like I don't get it, bro. When I do the podcast, everything goes to shit. Like I live streamed Spider-Man every day for like the last 4 days and it never went down. So I don't know. It's weird.
Someone in the chat said it's Discord. It's not Discord. Discord, you'll have voice issues, not the whole stream lags.
Discord.
Yeah, it wouldn't crash. It wouldn't crash every week at the exact same time for no reason.
You're
That don't
being
even make sense.
targeted. You're definitely being targeted.
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
All right, so yeah, the abuse and the stuff that's happening in the Smash community. People
Can we just say one thing before we get into this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Low tier God won.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Low tier God. Remember at the end of Infinity War where Thanos is just sitting on his lawn, like, damn, my grass looks good.
he winning. He caught a W. Low tier God
That's a
caught a
low
W.
tier guy. If they ban him, if he can't play, ain't nobody playing.
that is funny. Like you had to give him his W this week, like because his like they kicked him out of Evo, said you can't participate. Now Evo's canceled. That's one of the biggest W's I've ever seen. Like you can't get no more W's than that.
And what's crazy is the dude that instituted the ban was requesting pictures of underage boys.
Yep, he was one of the people who was doing it.
He was soliciting minors to give. He was making them do stuff like jump into pools, in their underwear, looking.
Keep the details vague.
Yeah, sorry. He was doing shit that he wasn't supposed to be doing and giving them tokens in exchange for that they could play. Yes, I know.
It's wild, man.
Like, yeah.
It's funny too, though.
Also, I'm solo
because a lot of these.
I turned you up just now.
A lot of these hentai gamers, these losers that don't play sports or have any, real life interactions with real women, they get upset at me because as a man, as a 30-year-old man, I talk to women in their 20s, and they get upset at me. But I didn't hear them say one thing about these dudes talking to people underage.
Yeah.
I don't do anything illegal.
So the two
I
people
put myself out there like that.
So the two people I saw got brought up from the Smash community specifically was Zero. I think it's Zero and Senpai. Senpai is a chick that's been pretty much like conditioning a 14-year-old, this 14-year-old boy in the Smash community has been like taking advantage of him and like sexually abusing him for years. And at the time when she started, she actually had a boyfriend and everything like that.
Oh my God.
So yeah, she's been abusing this kid, and there was footage that people found because at events they have like the camera that they have on the players. You could see her in the background, like just being very feely, touchy with him. But nobody would think anything of it. Nobody would think anything of it because it just looks like maybe that's his older sister, or it's just a girl.
His darker, black-haired older sister, VG.
What do you mean? They both white though, ain't they? They both
no.
white.
Senpai is not white.
She not
She
white.
has,
Let me look at the
brown
picture.
skin. She has brown skin.
Yeah.
Let me look at a picture. Because the image that I saw, she looked white. Hold on.
No, she not. She definitely
Chick,
not.
what? That is a black chick.
She did not look black in the image. Well, it was distorted too. The image I
She's
saw
not
was distorted.
Did she ever respond to that?
Hell
No.
no.
She's
She's
been
not
quiet as
black
fuck.
or Hispanic.
Oh,
I
she's
mean,
super light skinned though. No wonder I thought she was white. She
I'm
still
super
looks
light skinned too.
No, but Bond, she looks like she could definitely pass as white. Like she might be like,
Bro, look at her hair. It's not a white girl.
bro, look at her face. She's white. She has white skin. That's like one of those Hispanics who could pass for white.
I mean, she could be Hispanic or black, but that girl is not white.
She's definitely not black. Like,
Look, I am an expert on white women. That is not a white girl.
okay, you got it. I'm a back off. You are. I'm a back off. But
it's not a white girl.
She's far from black. Is my point. That's why I made the mistake.
Could be mixed, but she's definitely got some black or Hispanic in it.
Okay, well, anyway, she's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Because she was what? How old was she when she started doing this to this kid?
24.
And he was 14.
Yeah, but hold on. Did it ever come out that this is true, or did he just say this though?
No, it is true.
So she admitted it.
No, she disappeared from the internet. She's gone.
Yeah, she has had no comments on it.
She changed.
That's what made it weird to me that she didn't say anything.
She went. Her Twitter handle went from speak out when people were coming out to do your best when shit came out on her.
Oh wow!
Because look, she probably never thought that she was going to be outed because a 14-year-old probably thought he was having the best time of his life. The problem with that situation is the 14-year-old goes to having the best time of his life to getting cut off completely, and then he's going to open his mouth. He's going to shut him.
That's how I took it. I took it that he was doing all this stuff, but he didn't smash, so he was doing this to get revenge on her because she had a boyfriend. That's
not just that, but I'm just saying, as long as he was having fun, he was shutting up. When the moment she ever tried to end it, that's when he's going to open his mouth.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you were in high school and you had that hot teacher, she was doing something hypothetically, you wouldn't say anything until you stopped getting what you wanted.
Yeah, I heard like somebody say, I forgot where I heard this saying, but like somebody was like, if you're a CEO and you have a secretary that you're having sex with, you just can't stop having sex with her. And that's when the problem starts. You can't
because once you do, then she's blowing
wow.
everything up.
Yeah.
She's suing you and she's taking the company for a ride.
And the stream went down again.
Brooklyn at
bro, like it's not. No, because I'm looking at my stat. I'm looking at my connection status. My router saying I'm looking it's saying everything's fine.
It's still up.
Yeah, it's just going up and down. Like I'm telling you, it's not me. Like because I'm
It's
looking
you,
at my.
Didn't your girl want to move to like
Bro,
Texas?
it's no, she didn't. Yo, it's
Move to
not. I'm
Texas for
telling
the
you,
podcast.
I'm telling you, it's not my connection. It's
You
not
wanna
my
move to
connection,
Texas
bro.
to get a stable internet?
I literally, let me tell you, I did a speed test and everything.
Are you
I'm
on
looking at my
Wi-Fi or
router and all
wired?
that.
Nah, I'll be watching the streams. This is only happening now because
That's what I'm saying, bro. This doesn't happen no other time other than the
Are
podcast.
you on Wi-Fi or wired?
No, bro. Come on, bro. I'm hardwired. You think I would be on?
You better get on that
Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi then.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's somebody. Something's happening, but it ain't me.
Only Nintendo peasants game on Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi warrior over here, Bond. Respect me.
Oh my god.
But anyway, hopefully, let me just try to lower something.
Yo,
But-
Jack, this is why I was talking about these crazy dudes on this Animal Crossing.
Oh, here we go.
Hate to see it.
And this is exactly why I say all these dudes, dressing up and cosplaying, like all this craziness and stuff.
Yeah.
I keep telling y'all.
Right, so I'm out of the loop. Is this just a Nintendo thing or is this a fighting? Like, what's going on?
It's
fighting
a
game community
fighting
thing.
game thing.
No, it's a Smash community.
It's a
Believe it or
fighting
not,
game thing.
It's a fighting game.
It is absolutely a whole fighting game community thing.
Because
And
even
as someone who loves fighting games,
There's been one person from the fighting game community, which is Mr. Wizard. There has been 10 plus people in the Smash community. Let's not fucking interchange these.
Noel Brown is not a Smash player.
But Noel
Yeah,
Brown,
but
he
did he
just
do?
had an abuse case. It wasn't even sexual abuse. He just had a domestic.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it was a domestic case. It wasn't even sexual assault or anything like that. But no, it definitely seems to be an overwhelming issue in the Smash community, though. It happens in
it's
the FGC.
fighting game community. BG.
Who else
stop.
from the fighting game community?
Actually, I'm glad I did my homework this morning.
Oh, okay,
Which
Brian,
one
which
is
one
it?
is
Which one is it?
Hold on,
Is
let
it-
Blandrew
is
go.
it Smash community or fight community? Which one?
I
Well,
say
let's-
Smash community because it's been majority, if not all.
Landrew
Smash
got the
community.
receipt, Joe.
Blandrew's got receipts. Let's hear it, Blandrew.
There's a lot of people in the Street Fighter community too, but the most prominent is Street Fighter 5 player Leah Guilty, Hayes sexually harassing and assaulting other women at events. Guilty is also trans, if you're unaware. There's also the Street Fighter 5 player Flo and 2 others accused of drugging and attempting to rape women in a hotel during last year's 2019 CEO and were banned from the community as
So
a
then why
result.
nothing happened?
No, it did. Are you really trying to?
No, I
defend the attempt to do-
follow Flo, and nothing. I never saw this.
Go look it up.
I'm
The
trying
only
to Google
one
it
that
now.
I currently know of is Mr. Wizard. That's it.
So
And guilty?
Blandrew, these aren't recent cases. These are like past cases that have happened before.
These are cases from a year ago.
Oh, okay. So this is not like recently coming out.
That's recent though. A year is recent though.
I mean, but I'm talking about like within
I mean,
the flow of
we
these
would-
other events.
I mean, to be fair, this new shit didn't happen recently neither though.
Bro,
I mean,
much
that's
learned about it.
Five
coming
years ago.
out.
the fighting game community is wild. I remember Infiltrate My Wife got put on charges.
Oh, yeah.
Hit his girl with a raging demon or something.
Wow. Wow.
You ain't shit, dog.
I don't
So-
think he got banned.
He got banned for like a year, I think.
Oh, okay.
Hold on,
Well-
hold on. Mr. Miracle says player Esses was almost in tears last night on Spawncast defending Smash Brothers, dudes.
I don't know.
I gotta find this. I
Like-
got to find fraud Esses.
Listen, here's the thing. So, okay, it's a problem in the communities, definitely. And
I know
listen,
you really want to go after Nintendo and Smash fans, BG, but calm down.
because here's the
Yeah,
thing,
we
right?
saw the stages they were making.
we make jokes about it, but like there's a lot of truth in the jest, right? Like there's a lot of truth to it, and it's like, listen, I think there's a correlation. I keep saying this, I think there's a correlation between the type of games you like and your sexual behavior
Okay,
and your
BG,
sexual deviancy.
BG, honestly. Me, like, what do you think, honestly?
I don't
Smash
think you're one of
controller to
them.
Your face.
Well, all right, let me ask you a question, Blandrew.
Go ahead.
What would you do for a copy of Super Monkey Ball?
Super Monkey Ball 4?
Wow.
Yeah, your favorite one.
Wow.
Man, the answer's fucking dick, and I got questions.
He was like, hold up, wait, which one?
Listen, here's what I'm saying, Blandrew. I definitely don't think it's everybody in there. But if there's 50 Smash players in the room, I think 10 of them probably should be in jail. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the bigger question: if you have 50 Smash players in a room, how many have taken a shower?
That's
a
another-
good question.
That's
Word.
another stigma.
Oh,
That's
must
another
be-
stigma that are attached
I
to.
seen it.
No,
I
I
seen
shouldn't
it.
even say stigma. Stigma makes it seem like it's untrue, but because it's
Oh, it's
factual.
very true. Niggas stink.
Yeah, like that's another thing that's like attached itself to the the Smash community, that these dudes don't shower, that they're just filthy people who live in their mother's basement.
Look. Smash is
Yep.
on its way to selling 20 million. Jack move, kids move. I know y'all can't relate, but it's on its way to selling 20 million
Okay.
copies, right?
Wow.
Y'all
Right.
can't use the actions of 20 people to try and speak for a whole community. And I've always said this to BG, I've said it to Jabari and all these guys that try to hype up and do for some reason with the FGC. These guys could disappear today and Smash Bros would be completely fine. Nobody would notice that. Well, some people would notice, but it wouldn't have a huge effect on the Smash Bros franchise as a whole. I remember I was trying to get at BG last year when he was talking about the FGC determines whether or not your game survives and what's good and not when it pertains to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I said these guys don't matter. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite flopped as a result of trying to cater to these guys. Street Fighter V flopped by trying to cater to these guys.
No, that's
You know
not
what
why.
did
That's not
succeed,
why
though?
Marvel flopped.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Smash Bros, and all these other games.
That's not why I flopped. But carry on.
Yeah, it did, because you were out here saying characters don't matter in a fighting game. The FGC said so. The
that's not why I
FGC
flopped.
said graphics don't matter in a fighting game. The FGC said music doesn't matter in a fighting game.
That's not why it flopped. But carry on.
Yes, it is actually.
Who said
I
this?
know it's
Who
not.
said all of this?
I didn't say it.
BG.
I didn't say none of that in the way
With
he worded
Kobe
it.
as my witness,
let
BG said all of
me
it.
tell you what I said. Let me tell you what I said. I said the real pro fighting game players, they don't care about character. What they actually care about is functionality. Because if you take a character
I agree with that
if
part.
you take a character like Wolverine, right? And let's say there's no Wolverine in the game, but you take another character and you tell those same fighting game players, hey, this has the exact same functionalities and moves as Wolverine. It's just a different character. They're picking that character.
I don't think they're going to be happy
That's
with
what
that.
they really want, is the functionality of the character. But there's no replacement for that either.
I would agree to that, but
me
that
too.
I would agree to that. But to my counter argument to that would be that the Smash clones that exist would probably be more popular then, if that's the case.
The character helps.
Misunderstanding of that. That was
Like
funny.
the character helps because people like Wolverine, so it's Wolverine with the functionality of Wolverine.
But
People don't want.
It's not the image, the visual of Wolverine there, though.
Right, I get that, but still, what they really want is the functionality behind the skin. But like they can't get neither of those, so
They didn't even have an X-23 or anybody.
they didn't have nothing. Like there were. In Marvel, there was a whole bunch of characters that people couldn't like even find substitutes for what was lacking. That was like a bigger
I found
problem.
weird. They could have put like X-23, Polaris. They could have put different characters in for like
Look,
Magneto.
There was no
You have-
Magneto.
and Wolverine.
You have
Yeah.
an all-star fighting game. Your roster is the most important thing there. It doesn't matter about the fighting mechanics and how these characters play. If your character that you love is not on that screen, people aren't going to be happy with that.
Like I said, I think what pro people want is the functionality. What the casuals want is the actual character. But
And how important do you think the pro people are in the grand scheme of things?
I think they're very important.
I don't.
I do.
I think the pro community could disappear from fighters, from
No.
Smash Bros, from Mortal Kombat, and still be a-okay.
From Smash.
DBZ
We about to
fighters.
find out. We about to find out.
The pro
Yeah,
community,
I know, right?
the pro community definitely makes a big difference.
I disagree.
It definitely help promote the game, yo.
Nah, it definitely helps keep the game alive.
And it
playing it.
keeps the game alive, teaches people meta and all this other dumb shit. Yeah.
It gives the games legs, bro. Definitely.
But as we were saying, like, okay, yeah, there's a whole bunch of bad shit happening in these communities in the FGC. I mean, what else is there to say? We made jokes about it, but we knew it was kind of true. You know, we knew it was actually happening.
Dude, you do admit, if you see a dude that's 40 years old next to a dude that's 12 and they're sitting there playing a game together, something's weird about this picture.
It better be
Especially
his
if they're
kid.
not related. Exactly. Especially if they're not related. Benji, you
No.
don't admit that part, right?
No, not really, because Smash Bros is a game that caters to all people. Like some of the best players in Smash Bros are little
So,
kids.
all right, Blandrew, you know what I'm gonna ask you then? If you have a kid that's 10,
No, I'm not letting him compete in Smash tournaments.
right.
But I'm not letting him.
Why not?
I'm not letting him compete in most.
What if he's
tournaments.
great? Why not?
Unless what? Excuse
what
me.
if he's?
I
What if he's
would
great?
let him. I would let him or her compete, but I'm not letting them go to hotels or anything else with these
I mean,
guys.
I've never heard, like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I've never heard about none of these cases happening in the Tekken Pro community or certain other like fighting game communities. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but like largely you don't hear about it. I've never really heard of any major scandals like this when in the Tekken community and even like there might be a few things here and there in the NetherRealm community, but like they don't get this type of drama. I don't see it. And the other ones, like,
It's there. It's just that crowd is generally a much older. Like the Street Fighter guys are much older than I would say the Smash community.
see it in
Street
Street Fighter
Fighter's an older
sometimes.
game.
I don't
I
think
see
so.
it
I
in
don't
Street
think so,
Fighter.
'cause
I would say so.
There's
it
some
ranges from like. Go ahead, BG.
no. I was just saying, like, you hear about some of these cases in Street Fighter, and in some cases in Marvel, but like it's mainly just in like it surrounds itself around like Smash and stuff. From what
Yeah,
I
because
see,
the age of the Street Fighter players are up there too, but you don't see that big gap between like teenager and adult like you do with the Smash games.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because like
It's a story that's relevant to this situation. When I was at University of Pitt, do you guys remember like the online SBO tournaments like Togeki in Japan?
No.
They had like the 3v3 tournaments. I believe they stopped at 2012. Anyway, I remember there were 3 guys at Pitt that played on the SBO Guilty Gear team. Needless to say, if you're playing SBO for any game, you're good. Period. At any game, at least. There's a 14-year-old kid. His name was Giuseppe. I remember seeing him on Dark Side Phil's beating his ass, and Dark Side Phil was complaining, crying. But these dudes were going to a tournament in Ohio, and they wanted to bring Giuseppe with them. But Giuseppe was only 14 years old at the time. And Giuseppe couldn't go to the tournament because his parents didn't want him driving 5 hours away with a couple of 20-year-old guys to a random tournament for video games. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't understand why these parents left a 14-year-old kid in Vegas or whatever just to get what's a good word I can use for we don't get demonetized?
abused.
Popped.
Yes, abused by a 24-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I probably trusted her. They probably didn't expect shit.
No, but I'm saying, like, why would you let your 14-year-old son go into a Vegas tournament by himself?
Yeah.
That's my
Whoa.
answer to Jimmy's question. I would just be a parent and let him compete, but I wouldn't have my 12-year-old son take a plane ticket. Excuse me.
Hold on, now y'all getting into a whole nother topic. Who's to
Oh,
say
no,
these
can-
kids
can-
have
Well,
that
that's-
kind of,
Like, you got to go with them.
Well,
Who's to
that's-
say have that
the
kind of
thing-
parental guidance?
The thing about a lot of these abuse cases, though, is that they didn't happen at the big tournaments. They would always happen at the weekly stuff, the
True.
stuff that you would see at an arcade or a
Like
game shop
the
or
school
something.
hangout or something, right?
And and even then, like, it didn't happen at the venue particularly. It was be like, okay, we're gonna have an after party, and that's it.
So when it comes to this, you guys know where all this started, don't you? Like this all.
Wait,
this
where did
how it
Gaming
goes.
Addict come from?
I'm in here defending you, bro. You let me talk.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
I'm in here defending you. You know where all this started, don't you? Like all
Social rejects over the internet.
no, this started in the Destiny community.
What?
Oh,
What?
They Know the Rage was the first one that sparked all of this again, and he was really out there. Like he was putting his hands where it shouldn't have been. Stating stuff, grabbing chicks from the back and holding them when they was definitely not wanted. Like, look, and no one thought there was people like that in the Destiny community. Look, this stuff goes on regardless where you are. It goes on probably in every community. Just some communities are better at holding it than the others. There's like big content creators, and Say No to Rage is a very big content creator in the Destiny community, and everyone knew this was happening in that community, but no one said nothing because they didn't want to be the first person to say anything. Like, it just takes one thing.
The scene.
Yeah, it just takes one person to start the whole thing. Like, I'm not saying that there's definitely a lot in the Smash community, that's for sure, but it's in every community. I guarantee you, if you know what's going on behind everything, this is happening in every community. It's just some aren't coming out open about it.
Did y'all hear about Mewtwo King? He's a Smash player, and like this is what I heard.
Sounds so bad now.
So this is what I heard, right? I heard that he was accused by a chick of like of raping her, right? And he had to come out and say, I couldn't rape her because since he was a baby, he got a bad circumcision, and he's had sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction since a child.
Yeah.
And then after he had to come out and admit this, which no man wants to admit, then I heard the chick came out and said she lied. So she just made this man out himself and his personal issue.
You saw what happened with Angry Joe. Like,
Yep.
if you read that it said it didn't make sense. None of it made sense. It's just like with cancel culture, I'm like, look, some of these people are scumbags. They need to be outed. But I'm still very on the side that we need proof before we can start ruining people's lives.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because that chick literally had no say whatsoever. She came out there and Joe pulled up on her. Joe was like, if you don't take first I'm gonna have my lawyer cease and desist your ass. And if you want to continue this, we can continue it. I got money, you don't. Who's gonna win?
And yeah, she backtracked. She backtracked
it almost immediately.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I got.
Was he threatened with a lawyer? That's when she did that.
Here's another thing I got to say. Now, I am not absolving any of these predators for what they did, but some of these chicks and some of these people, they don't make sound decisions.
Nope.
And by
like the
this,
one you sent me. Yeah.
Yeah, and by this I mean this. If you see a bank robbery in process and there are 10 dudes armed with machine guns, are you about to go in there and make a withdrawal?
Nope.
Now, if you go in there to make a withdrawal and you get shot, yes, it's still the criminal's fault. But if you see an armed robbery in progress, are you walking into the bank?
People, this is Bond saying this, not
Everybody
me.
says no, right?
Nope. Yep.
So there was this chick, right? She said this guy was flirting with her, kissing on her. She knew that he liked her. She just said, "Oh, well, I can just use him for dates and dinner." Had this man drive over multiple times, 4.5 hours. And then a situation happened where she didn't want one, and she was like, I don't understand how this happened.
Yeah, like I read, that was the one you sent to the weapon wheel, right?
Correct.
Bob? Yeah,
Correct.
like I read that one, and please understand, like I would never, I never blame the women, right, in most of these situations. But after reading this one, I was like, I left her article thinking like she's retarded. I honestly did. I'm like, I counted the different things she did, right? The steps in which, and there was many steps where she could have stopped, right? So she invited the guy over, right? She said she was bi, but she said she 99% liked women, which means like she's pretty much a lesbian or whatever. So she invited the guy over to her house. That was the first thing. The
multiple times, by the way.
Yeah, multiple times. The second thing she said was that the guy was getting the guy kissed her, and she said she was okay with it. I'm like, okay.
And reciprocating.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so she said she don't like the guy. Okay, you don't like the guy. Okay, you invited him over. Okay, that was the first thing. You let him kiss you and you reciprocated it, even though you said you're really into women. Okay, all right.
And let her take her out on dates, and she said she can just, have him as another date person because she's already got 2 other people taking her out on dates.
Exactly. So invited him over, let him kiss you, and then
it's for free food pretty much at this
point.
And then on top of the dates and the kissing and the inviting him over, she said that she let him grab her titties. That was the next thing. I think she said she was fine with that too. I'm like, okay, where is this going? Then the next thing she said was she didn't really want to, but she gave him a hand job. I'm like, wait. I'm like, okay, no.
Wait, what?
No.
Wait, what?
She said she gave him a...
Which is this?
She said I can't remember who it was, and Bond has the link in the...
It's in the Weapon Wheel chat.
It's in the Weapon Wheel chat. Like, I'll have to... You did all of this for a guy you don't know? And now
she knew him. She said she didn't like him.
Yeah, for a guy you don't like, and now you're claiming that like he's some type of like asshole, or you're trying to make him a sexual like abuser. No. You literally gave him 4 signs. You invited him. You went on dates with him. You kissed him. You let him grab your titties. You gave him a hand.
You told this man to drive 5 hours to your place And he didn't stay at a hotel. He stayed at your place after driving 5 hours.
See, and I feel for women who get in situations where they might like in situations where they don't try to, where they're alone, and they're afraid. But no, you like there were so many steps where you invited this guy and gave him signs that you were okay with what was happening. And in no point in her in what she wrote, I don't remember if she ever saying like I told him no. I can't remember.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
So I'm like, why are you writing this? You never said you told him no.
I had a friend in high school. He was a high schooler, and we went to a college party, and he ended up sleeping with this chick, and then like 2-3 weeks later, like apparently she was dating like that quarterback that's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's trying to poach
I know
him.
where this is going.
And well, he found out, and he started flipping out, and she said that my friend raped her because she didn't want to tell him because she wanted to go with him.
She didn't want to give up that meal ticket, so she was gonna throw anybody under the bus.
My friend spent almost 5 years in prison.
Sheesh.
So she was gonna throw anybody under the bus she could, so she could keep that meal ticket, right?
Yo, and those are the worst
And
cases.
there was multiple people saying that they went in there willingly. They didn't care because she said that when he raped her was in the room, not them going in the room. It's like, look, I've always been the kind of person that's like, I'm never gonna victim blame. And a lot of people want to make this women versus men. I just think it's people making correct choices that puts yourself out of harm's way.
What was crazy about the Smash community was that it was mostly guys and guys. That was the
Well, we've been knowing how y'all.
That's why they call it Smash Bros.
It's just like there's more things like this going on than people think. Like someone in the chat just said, I have a similar situation from Addict's story. One of my other buddies. This happens all the time, but no one cares. Like
you're 100% right. It came out 2 weeks ago that one girl, she was dating a football player. She went to a party, had sex with 2 other guys, and because the football player she was dating found out, she tried to say that she got raped by 2 guys.
I mean,
because she didn't want to take responsibility. It was all over the news.
There's a perfect
and then when
movie.
She was on trial, she wasn't even remorseful about it.
Yeah, there's a perfect movie called The Brian Banks Story. Y'all probably heard about it.
Oh yeah.
Watch Brian Banks.
That whole dude's life,
yeah, she literally ruins this guy's life. He was a shoe into the NFL. Full ride scholarship going to college and everything from high school. Girl said, oh, he raped me because she was embarrassed that he kind of flaked on her or whatever, and like she told the security guard like, oh, he raped me, and he went to jail for like, well, I forgot, 10 years or something like that.
Yeah. I've always said that this particular issue is a very gray area because at the same time you want to take women seriously when they say they're being raped because that's a serious thing to have done to someone, but at the same time it's like it is nothing to go on there to meet some dude at a club and say I want it rough, and then go to a hospital right afterwards and say he raped you.
Yeah,
when it's a gray area. It's hard to really justify. You want to make sure that women are protected, but at the same time, it's like a rap allegation that isn't true can ruin a dude. It could be completely thrown away. He was never convicted. Just the allegation of him going to court is enough to ruin his life.
Yo, I'll tell everybody right now. I'm gonna give you some good advice. Go on Amazon.com right now. Get yourself 2 Blink mini cameras. One from outside the bedroom and one from coming into your place. I'm being dead ass.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
listen,
dead ass. Not even just for sexual encounters. It could be just for home security as well. And these are $35 motion detected cameras.
It doesn't matter, Bond, because if a chick was clever enough, she could say that she said no inside the bedroom.
Yeah,
it's like I said, my friend, he pleaded.
Look.
He had no priors, nothing like that, and they didn't care. They sent him straight to jail.
Here's the thing, though, Attic. These cameras also have audio. So before you enter that bedroom and you get that consent, you make sure you got that audio portion.
There are apps.
No means no, dog.
There are consent
Yeah.
apps also. Like, listen, if you want to be completely
It's, gonna
safe,
get, it's literally going to get to the point where dudes are going to have to record them fucking just to make sure that they're
There's gonna have
okay.
to be a
Like,
written contract.
and
no,
it's
even a written
sad.
contract's not gonna
audio
do it.
contract,
is.
written yeah, spoken.
It's
Listen,
literally
no.
the only way to truly protect both parties is to record the whole event to make sure that no one is saying no. Like,
And this is also why you never bring back drunk girls back from the bar. Like if you know her and have history and you go and you come
I
back,
won't
that's
even
one
drink with
thing.
women. I
But you
won't
never
even
bring back a drunk rando. Ever.
I won't even drink with women. I won't. Like, no.
Well, in your situation, if I had a friend in your situation, I probably wouldn't either.
I typically won't be in like a place alone with any woman. Like, not unless I know you. Like, I'm not staying in a room
That's
alone.
the difference.
Like,
If I've known you for years and we cool
Yeah.
like that, yeah, we could drink. But I ain't going to the bar. I ain't bringing no woman that's had more than one drink. And most of the time, I won't even do that. Like, I stay away from the bars these days.
I gotta
like,
be with. If I'm gonna be like alone with, I gotta be with like a home girl that I know to be with alone with another woman. I'm not staying in here with you, nah. Like, that's not flying.
I will give you the best analogy. This chick told me this at the end of my college life. Because I was like, you trying to get out of here? She goes, no. I'm like, why not? She goes, going out is like going to the zoo. I like to play with the animals, but you don't take them home. And I was like, oh, it's a good analogy, and I agree.
Someone's saying in the chat that even if you record it, it's not gonna help. They can say no at any time. That's why you record it. Obviously, if you have a good enough camera, you're gonna hear them saying no.
It's better than nothing.
The whole thing, you record the whole thing, and if she ever at some point sees something,
Or she can say she did it under duress
stress
too.
Listen, but something recorded is better than nothing. At least like they can use it as a defense.
It is not illegal recording in your own home and your own property. It is your property.
No,
You can record anything you want.
You get permission of recording it. The only time it's a problem is if you upload that to the public.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Exactly. You can record anything you want on your property. You just can't upload it.
Let them know. Yeah.
Real quick, the game on the screen is called Genshin Impact. This is the beta. Somebody was in the beta. They had this game at PAX. It's not out yet.
It's like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's the when I walked past it at PAX, that was the first thing. I was like, this looks like Breath of the Wild. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's called Genshin Impact. Y'all can look it up.
I got a phone call real quick. This
So
topic's pretty much done anyway, right?
yeah, moral of the story: listen, all sexual abuse in these communities and all that gotta stop. Protect yourself. Be safe. Be smart. You know.
Also to add to another thing is that if you're gonna do anything, make sure it's at your place because a lot of the shit that happened took place at someone else's house.
Yeah, that is true. But even like, it's just like I said, man. People need to. I don't care what should be done, what could be done. I don't care how men should act, how women should act. Do stuff to protect yourself. Like, don't go into people that you know is you might get shot, and then say they come and then blame the people that shoot you. Like just do stuff to protect yourself at all times. Like,
yeah, just protect yourself. Be safe. You don't want to throw. You don't want to throw your life away because of allegations, and you don't want that. So yeah, we can move off.
I mean, damn! For all this, why ain't nobody invested in blow up dolls? Them new high tech fucking dolls they got. Like
that ain't the same, Smooth.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It ain't the same. They got them like almost like to the human touch.
Man, that ain't the same.
There's never nothing that's going to replace an actual woman, kid.
Yeah.
Instead of getting married, why didn't you do that? Like, because woman is
the thing is, I got married at the right time, and the prime reason where I'm gonna offend some people, but I'm good. I'm not. I don't. If my situation, if I was single in this with all this stuff going on, and how you could literally accidentally fall into a rape charge or some shit like that, oh hell yeah, I'd have like three fucking sex dolls, all different races. Call it a day.
All different races.
All different races.
Wow.
They made them very sophisticated now.
Wow.
So I'll talk to you guys later.
People
all right,
should
man.
really be having these issues.
Later,
bro. Like, really.
Hey, yeah, listen, stay safe out there. Chris Righteous, he came in just to talk to us about Genshin Impact, this game you see on screen. Yeah, this game caught my eye at PAX. Yeah, tell us about this game.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this is Genshin Impact. This is a closed beta. I was fortunate enough to get into it. I signed up as soon as it went live, but so this game, obviously, if y'all don't remember, this was the game that, you know, it looks like Breath of the Wild in its aesthetics and a lot of things, and it had like some of the Chinese players destroying PlayStation 4s for it. If y'all remember, that happened a while ago. But this game is absolutely amazing. Like I'm already in love with it just from the beta. It's an open world action JRPG. It has a lot of similar elements to Breath of the Wild. Like you can climb anything and everything for the most part, except when you go into the town. When you go into the town, you really can't climb the buildings or whatever. But everything else out in the world, any like cliffs or whatever, and it does use your stamina. The gameplay is absolutely amazing. You get up to like 4 characters at once, and you can switch at any time. And each one of them have like their own different elements or whatever. Like the main character that you choose, they have like the wind element, and then the chick with the arrow, she's fire. Then you get an ice person, which you're about to see here in a second. This gameplay. This is my gameplay, by the way. Only thing that I have a big problem with this game so far, and it is a beta, right, is the frame rate issue is absolutely terrible. The frame rate issues is all over the place. Like it tries to target 60, but it goes down to like below 30s a lot of the times. So
who are the developers again?
They're called MiHoYo. They're a Chinese developer, right? And this game is also going to be available on the Switch, on the PC. The beta right now is on the PS4 and the PC, and I think the phones too. It's also available on like iOS and whatever. So it's a Chinese developer, but it does have a story. I mean, the story so far from what I play, you know, it's this typical JRPG story. You know, you're the one and you lost your powers, and then you're in like, you know, some crazy new world, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. It also has aerial combat in some instances as well. Like they have like this dragon that comes down, and you gotta. It kind of plays like that one game. What's that one game, Blandu? Kid Icarus. It has like Kid Icarus aspects to it as well, but
Wait, like what?
What?
Like what, as far as Kid Icarus is concerned?
Like when you flying around and like, you know what I mean? It's like you're on rails and like you're shooting and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's only in some parts, right? You can't really do it. You know, you have wing gliders, just like in Breath of the Wild, where you have the glider that you can fly down on. The game is supposed to have 18 playable characters, and it's also supposed to be co-op, but you can't play co-op in beta for right now. And each of those characters, they have their own unique, elemental and stuff like that. And you're about to see here with the ice guy, like you can freeze people. Like different enemies have different like elemental weaknesses that you're gonna want to switch different characters on the fly, and you're gonna want to set your party up for the, for the right occasion or anything like that. But overall, man, I think the game is definitely a must-buy day one if you're into these type of games.
They don't got a release date yet, though, right?
They don't got a release date. It was supposed to come out this year, but they need to definitely fix the performance on it. If you're into like Ni no Kuni and like other different action RPGs, I think this game is better than all of them.
Whoa, okay, you know what?
Whoa.
Like Ni no Kuni 2, not
see.
one. Ni no Kuni 2.
Just say this game runs between like 24 frames and like 60 frames per second.
Yeah, because it's in beta. I said that other than that, like they definitely need, before the game comes out, they definitely have to fix the frame rate issues. It runs like, if anybody's played Breath of the Wild on the Switch, whenever you go to the Kokiri Forest or however you say it, you know how like that junk runs like in its 20s.
That's throughout the whole game?
No, it fluctuates. It's not throughout. Sometimes it'll run good. Like right here, it'll run good, right? But when you go into the open world aspects of it, or when you climb this big tree and like you're looking around or whatever, like the frame rate like completely just drops and everything like that. But other than that, like it's really a lot of glitches or any like technical issues except the frame rate. But it's still in beta, so they can fix it up.
Yeah, actually looking forward to this. Like, this looks real good. You know what looks real better than? Looks better than any Persona game.
Wow. Nigga, did you say real better than? Hold on.
Yeah.
You heard me. You salty. You sound salty, dog. Looks better than all those Persona games. That's fact.
No, it looks real better than.
Yeah.
This game looks boring, and I'm not even saying that just to hate or anything.
You sound threatened. You sound scared. That's what you sound like.
You know,
it looked better than that Xenoblade 2 also.
Nah.
This looks like a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
No. Y'all capping. Y'all threatened. Y'all feel threatened. Clearly, it's okay.
Threatened by
It's
a game
okay
that-
though.
Threatened by a game that's also on Switch and mobile.
You feel threatened. Yeah, because
You hyping up cell phone games now, BG?
it doesn't look like a cell phone game. It looked better than
They call
Xenoblade.
it cell
It looked
phone.
better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2 though. Or
Oh,
whatever
no.
that game is.
Yeah, graphically, yeah,
Look better than
absolutely.
that.
I just played Xenoblade Chronicles. Graphically, yeah, this game looks way better than Xenoblade Chronicles.
You
graphically.
threatened, dog.
BG in here capping again.
Oh
Yeah.
man, y'all they scared, man. Don't worry about it. When the game come out, we gonna see what's up. And
When the
you know.
game
Yeah.
comes out, it doesn't even chart in the top 20. Yeah. come
Okay.
find me.
What oh
But
man,
that's not gonna that's
we
not gonna
qualifying
matter, though.
games by sales now. Say it ain't
Exactly.
so, Blandrew.
I'm just saying, sales. Like one of Japan's
The
favorite
Damon
words,
X Machina
acclaim.
top, you know what I mean? Like you like that game.
Like
Don't
what?
you? Damon X Machina. That's not a top seller, but you still like it. Why does sales matter?
I'm not calling it a killer of Breath of the Wild.
We didn't say that either.
Nobody said that. I said that as a joke.
I'm not
to you
saying
on
it's
Twitter.
better than Persona.
Oh man, it is though.
No, but it's two different games. That Persona's a turn-based. This is an action RPG. You really can't compare them.
Anyway,
So
listen, you know,
Yeah,
I had to scare them a
over there,
little
right?
bit. They heard the footsteps. They got a little scared. You know, I had to shake them up a little bit. Him and Jack
Yeah.
got a little bit intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Him and Jack started trembling in their boots.
Look, whenever BG or Hard 8 hype up a JRPG, that's when I know to
Oh,
You
man.
know for shit
Oh,
going on.
man.
But BG hasn't played this, right? I'm hyping this game up, and I like.
when I saw Hard 8
playing
out there
on this
hyping up
stuff,
Final
and
Fantasy
Persona.
15, I was like, okay, you know what?
You said 15?
Yep.
Yep.
I never hyped 15 though. 15 was in my dang though, but you know, Dragon
Nah,
Quest
but
11 and
you can see
Final
there's,
Fantasy 7 though.
There's temples you go into, and they each have like different like elemental puzzles and stuff like that. The world is pretty huge for what they allow you to play already. I'm surprised they allow you to play that much in the beta, and I could see the world being a lot bigger. Like there's parts in the map that you could see but you can't go to, and yeah. But other than that, and also like you know, just like Breath of the Wild, you can collect a whole bunch of ingredients or whatever laying out throughout the world, and then you can cook, and they'll give you different like boosts and benefits for the things that you cook and the ingredients and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, man. If anybody got any questions, if not, then I'll just get out of here. You know.
All right, man.
You can leave though.
Appreciate it, Chris.
No,
Don't do my man like that. You see, Chris, they feel threatened, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris Rice is just my man. I'm just fucking with you.
Listen, Chris, this is how you know they threaten, dog. Don't even worry about it, man. People hate the things they don't understand. But
You
yeah,
picking it up,
appreciate you.
BG?
What? Yeah, Garrett, day one.
Day one.
You're not gonna
No,
play.
no, Captain. See, y'all think I'm just trolling. When I seen this at bro, I said this. You can ask Ricky and like, I think I tweeted out when I passed by this at E3, I was like, this game looked fire. I mean,
And you slept on Breath of the Wild for over 3 years now. So what's going on with
Why
that?
are we talking about, bro? Why are we talking about Breath of the Wild when we got Genshin Impact coming out, bro?
Nah, they
Come
hating on
dog.
the game. They hating on the game. They're not hating on it. They hating on the game. That's all it is.
They scared, man. It's
The game is fire,
understandable.
man. Trust me, man.
They know what's up. They know what's coming. They know what's coming. But appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for telling us
Yeah, no
about the
problem,
game.
man. Have a good one.
All right. Just
I
want
thought
to
y'all
move on.
hated playing this little teenage protagonist on a journey to save the world and all
They
that.
look like grown people to me. I don't know what you're
No,
talking about,
they
Blandrew. They look grown.
No,
I don't
they
know what you're talking about, bro.
You got
I don't
some
know what
type
you're
of
talking
miniature hard head character floating around there, and then you got a little 13-year-old girl.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I want to move on to other topics. You know, I don't want to stick on things too long. So the Mortal Shell beta is they made Mortal Shell into an open beta. That's like the Souls type game that y'all might have heard about it. It's on. It's everybody been saying it's great. I downloaded it. I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but if you interested in trying it out, it's on the Epic Games Store. You could just download it for free. Try out the Mortal Shell beta. Nobody in here played it yet, right?
Next
I'm
topic.
installing that shit right now, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be
Listen,
playing
Blandrew, that game might be fire. I'm gonna try right after the podcast. You lucky I didn't get a chance. I'll be speaking on it right now and probably, hopefully, praising it. I can't jump too soon though. I want it to be
Looks
good.
like every other Souls game that's coming.
Oh man, but you've been
like
buying
every other
Nintendo games.
Nintendo game coming out, right?
Exactly, man.
Xenoblade
Man.
looks like Animal Crossing to you, BG and Bomb.
Oh man, Xenoblade.
This is a remaster of or remake or whatever you want to call it of a 10-year-old game.
Get him, Bond.
Paper Mario looks like Animal Crossing, BG.
Get him, Bond.
Does Mario Kart look like Mario Kart Wii U looks like actually, you know what? It does look like a Mario Kart Wii U, exactly like Mario Kart Wii U.
What's your point?
Oh my God, Landrew. Y'all bought two versions of the same Mario Kart. I mean, Double Dick Rider don't look much different than what you got out right now.
Get him, Bond. You done? You done, Blandrew? Okay, let's move on. I don't want him to cook you no more. Listen, we got NBA 2K21. The next gen version is going to be $69.99, and gamers are trembling. Gamers are scared that all next gen games can have a $10 price hike. They're scared. They're worried. They don't know what to do. They're about to be asking their bosses for raises. What does everybody think about this?
I'm not excited.
Not looking forward to it, but I don't think all the games are going to.
I don't think that either. I don't think it's going to be all next gen games.
A lot of the cross-gen games won't, but 2K is a good sign that majority of everybody will. 2K sells, when you consider the IPs and their parent company and stuff like that, is to think that they would be the only ones doing it is kind of asinine. So the industry just needed a big publisher to go out and kind of get that out the way. Phil Spencer has been hinting at it, and then Sean Layden gave y'all the biggest hint. But they finally did. They needed somebody to come out to the forefront, and now everybody's going to sprinkle in afterwards. So we're going to find out in a few weeks that the Ubisoft next releases, all their games that they got coming out, is going to be following the same trade. It's just it's not going to hit as hard because a lot of these games are going to be offering like the smart delivery solution and whatnot. I'm not too much worried about it because I'm on Game Pass, but it is this should have, when you consider the way the generations go, I mean, this probably should have happened already. But given the circumstances, it hadn't. When you consider the cost of like games, game development has already surpassed the cost to make movies. The physical media we use for video games, like remember, games went up to $60 when we were still using DVDs, regular DVDs as like the disc solution, and now we're up to like Blu-ray drives and ultra Blu-ray drives and shit like that. But
yeah, there's two arguments though that some people said they understand, because when you look up like how inflation and the actual worth of the dollar since games have been $60, that they honestly should be like around $75. That's what some people say, so the price increase makes sense. But some people say, like, with more games being bought digitally now, why are we getting a price increase? If anything, like the price should be going down because more people buy games digitally, and we're not getting discounts on digital games. The digital games still cost the same amount to buy as physical games. So
yeah, because people overestimate with the profit margins on like physical media. Like they don't make a whole bunch. Like the middlemen don't make a whole lot of money on new games. So it's not like there's a whole lot to be made off selling a bunch of new games. They're not paying out a lot.
Yes, that is true. And if they start discounting digital games, they're gonna stop selling physical games at stores. Yeah. They're just gonna stop. And then if they stop selling the games, they might as well stop selling all your products. So that's gonna fuck over the stores. That's gonna fuck over the console manufacturers. The only person that helps is consumers. They're not gonna do it. It's never gonna happen. It's a wrap.
Hey Jack,
what's up?
You think that's the reason Sony's starting to put games on PC? Because games are costing more to make? Or
I don't know. What I will blame game streaming services, because even though these devs get paid to put their game on game streaming services, I'm seeing stories about games I like Velocity. They're not gonna get a fucking sequel because 3-4 million people that got the game to download it, but they got it on PS Plus. Now they can't afford a fucking sequel for the game. Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of this shit is to blame, yo.
Let me answer this dude. He said 2K makes a whole bunch of money off microtransaction. They don't need to pay charge $60. What people don't forget is 2K don't make all that money. They got to pay the NBPA, the Players Association, for their likeness. Not
for microtransactions.
Not yet, but for the sale of the game and stuff like that. So like,
you get paid for that.
They're making their money off. They're making the money off microtransactions, but that $60 price tag and stuff that they have to pay out the Players Association of the NBA, and then TNT, the ESPN if they're using anything from that.
Everybody got their hand in the pot,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's a big pot in 2K. That's the reason why this thing would never go free to play. It could afford to, but it won't.
No, because I'm thinking like because Sony they're starting to put their games on the PC to get more money, and you even have people like Square Enix that just released Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusively for even though it was like a year exclusively for the PS4, that came out a couple months ago saying that they're not going to be putting games exclusively for the PlayStation anymore, that all their games moving forward are going to be multi-plat, same with other developers like Level 5. So I think
what's the point?
Multi-plat might just have to be the future unless games just...
I mean, if you're a third-party dev, your game should be multi-plat anyway, if we being real.
Yeah.
Unless
you're not an exclusive fucking developer, so...
I think we maybe the $70 tier could be another tier of the $70 price tag could be another tier because we have $30 games that launch at the $30 price tag, 40, 60. So I mean, I hope 70 ain't the default.
If your game ain't 60 frames per second, it can't be $70.
You know what? That's what
Like,
we want, but honestly, with inflation, I understand why it's $70.
Because like Miles Morales, like that game can't be 70. There's no possible way.
No, of course
There's no way.
It'll be like Uncharted.
I think it's gonna be like 40.
It'll be like Lost Legacy, like $40. Well, 50 now.
Yeah, probably 50.
Okay,
the most damning thing is not the $70 game, but what game is being $70? A yearly installment of a sports game.
No. Well, my concern is, are they going to take these games and like port them over and make them 70 when they're lasting? That's my concern.
We need some actual improvements to warrant a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see a reason for that, other than inflation.
Yeah, and even when I was looking at these games on the PS5 reveal, I didn't see anything there that couldn't have been done on the PS4.
I'm noticing that too, Blanchard, and I'm not liking that.
we gonna see.
When's that?
I want like seamless fucking gameplay. That's what I want.
Yeah,
like all they keep talking about is these fucking speeds. I'm like, bro, that ain't enough. You know what I mean? So I want to see 30 FPS at super fast loading times. I'm like, okay.
And you what this price? If like all games, like all major like AAA games, do go to like $70, what it's really gonna hurt are the mid, the in between games.
First base.
The games. Yeah, the games that are kind of like in between. They're not AAA, but they're not like indie, because people are gonna be way more selective with what game they buy. Like if they're not completely sure that this game is gonna be fire, they're like, nah, I gotta spend more money now for it. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful. So that's gonna affect those type of games, I think.
How often? What was the last time the games went up to 60? When did that happen?
PS3 360.
We're overdue for $70. I'm not.
It's been 13 years.
Yeah, we should have had $70 in like 2015, but we've been.
Yeah.
It's like the longest the games have stayed the same price, I think.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And back in the day, there was games for like $70, $80.
Prices were all over the place.
Back then,
yeah, definitely. This isn't new, but like we got so used to it because it's been that way for a long time.
I'm just gonna say, if the games are raise the price, which I don't want, hopefully them shits, like y'all saying, at least they warrant the price change. Because games now don't even warrant the fucking $65 price tag.
No.
This shit ain't worth that, yo. It's a lot of bullshit.
Like, unless it's like a JRPG or I'm going to be investing hundreds of hours, I don't see the point in spending $70.
They already said they plan on cutting these games back, these AAAs, because it takes too long to develop.
The more time, the more money.
Well, I don't mind shorter games if they good. Like,
so what do you?
Yeah, I agree.
Just don't give me no bullshit. Like, you know what I mean?
So do you expect games to be longer in the terms of campaign, or just add a bunch of
better quality?
I just need good quality, bro. If the game 10 hours, just make sure that shit heat for 10 hours.
And if we keeping it real, the benefit of playing on PC as far as prices is kind of shrunk, because remember like before when we used to get PC games and like we could get like a brand new game for almost half off at launch. Like, yo,
Bro,
we don't get those no more. Like, we don't see that.
That advantage is non-existent because when you got shit like Game Pass, then you got shit like PlayStation do flash sales every week. Sometimes they do 2 flash sales a week, right?
Speaking of sales, it's going to be another one.
G2A used to be alpha, like BG said. Jack, what was you saying, bro?
No, I'm just saying, like it's so many sales on console now. It's really not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like it's weird because like now I see myself a lot of the times I don't end up buying a lot of PC games at full price, but it don't be that much cheaper than the console option before. Like I used to be laughing at console dudes like, oh yeah, I paid $60 for that. I got it for like $35 at launch to this website. Now those deals don't come around like that at launch, so it's like, you know, that advantage kind of shrunk. You know, the thing about PC was like, oh, you know, you might have to pay a lot up front for the PC, but in the long run, you saving money. You're not saving as much anymore through PC.
And you know, if this standard becomes $70, PC games are gonna go up more now too, so it's gonna get even worse.
I don't know what happens if Epic Games actually decides to keep being competitive.
But here's the thing. I mean, how much do you think are we really going to feel it? Because if you think about even with next gen, actually, when you consider the Xbox One and PS4 generation, it was the generation of that random special edition. You know how they had 3 editions? $60, the $70,
$100 one, yeah.
And then, you know, and Microsoft and EA and Ubisoft has been charging us $100 just to play the game 3 days early.
And people been buying it too.
Gold edition. So if you think when you consider it that way, you might not even feel it. They've been selling a whole ton of $70 versions of those limited edition games. So
I always when I buy a game digitally, if it's like a PlayStation, I'm buying the digital deluxe edition. Even if I don't plan to use none of the shit that come with it, I just buy it. It's like $73 off rip. Like,
yeah, but honestly, how many games do you buy at that price though? Think about it. It's not a lot.
Maybe 2 or 3 a year.
See, that's what I'm saying. And I think that's gonna show in these next gen games. I think that's gonna show. So you got all these games that people look at GTA 5. That's gonna cross 3 generations. People gonna be playing that.
I'm gonna tell you what they set themselves up for, yo.
Go ahead.
The video game industry, I think I forget who said it, but this shit gonna crash again, bro. Because people either not gonna buy the games at launch, and the sales are gonna hurt tremendously. They're gonna make that shit dirt cheap, or people gonna start stealing the games. Like it's like
Kofi and the rest of these guys are already talking about doing it now.
Yeah, piracy is finna go through the fucking roof next generation. Watch what I'm telling you.
You can't pirate on consoles.
You're gonna see it.
If it's not designed properly, you can.
Nintendo's consoles.
Hold on, I thought console gamers don't pirate.
Shit, have you seen? No, look at the Switch.
The Switch and PC are going to be like even more popular with that going into the next generation.
Absolutely.
I mean, as Xbox players, we good.
Well, y'all get
buy games in the first place.
And the players getting fucked over in the long run.
Yeah, Xbox, yo, that's funny. Xbox future proof they sell from that.
Xbox guys only got to buy 1 game a year. Of course, they don't care.
Yeah, but probably literally.
But Bond, those games they're gonna be paying $75 for. That's multi-platform PlayStation. We got it in Games Pass.
What PlayStation got to step they fucking game up with PS now?
It's just a consumer friendly move, bro. Like if I can get my console at launch and don't gotta shell out $59.99 a pop, I'm cool.
I'm cool with consumer friendly shit, but if that means everybody else in the industry gonna get jilted and start upcharging they fucking games, like we gotta find a happy medium, dog.
So I was asking this on Twitter. Do you think a good solution would be stealing the Nintendo, like they're like the way they move about dropping their prices to games and stuff like that?
They don't drop.
They don't.
Exactly. You think like it would be like beneficial to these developers to keep their prices a little bit higher instead of constantly like PlayStation, how they drop their games to 10? Did Fang just fall through the floor?
Yes, he did.
It's not Fang. What's his name? Chris Righteous.
Yeah,
but anyway,
what did I do?
He died. Yeah, he died.
Yeah, I feel like it would probably be beneficial to keep these games just a little bit higher.
Yeah, for a longer amount of time. I mean, if that means you ain't gonna fuck us over next, you know what I mean? Your next release.
Yeah. Because Animal Crossing is close to doing like $20 million at $60.
But think about the games that's in like PS Now or whatever the fuck, PlayStation Plus. They might get 4 or 5 million downloads, and they ain't, you know what I mean? They ain't making the money that will reflect that though.
Yeah, of course.
And
Which is
they getting upset about that.
Which is why even a lot of games that are on Game Pass still aren't selling better than the versions that are on the Switch and PlayStation 4 and PC, which is kind of crazy to think about, like Streets of Rage.
Like the thing is, when you consider, this is why it's hard to like keep Nintendo in these comparisons. People that are playing on the Switch aren't playing the same games people would be playing on Xbox and PlayStation. They don't have to worry.
They
about
playing worse versions, but they still buying them though.
You're not buying them at the like nobody's. All right, how much?
But it's portable.
How much?
Yeah,
how
pretty
much
much.
did like 2K sell on the Switch?
It's not so much. It's not so much 2K, but if you compare it to the Japanese games and indies that are on the PlayStation and PC, a lot of those games are selling more on the Switch, like Tales of Vesperia and stuff like that.
For a higher price for a worser version. So
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So that people you gotta think
that's a mental problem. This Nintendo guy is
no,
chloroform.
it's definitely mental illness, but listen, we can't deny that shit though.
Chlorinated.
So we'll have to see who follows suit in the industry, and if it just becomes a standard, we'll see.
Do you think?
But it's just one game too. We haven't got it confirmed. Like we need to wait.
Do you think also the cost of making the games is driving this shit up too?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you can never have too much money. If they realize, hey, we got fucking $100 fuck you editions that people buying to play 3 days early with no extra content. These motherfuckers, they got some extra, expendable cash they'll come up off of.
I don't care about what
The
2K
Avengers
is
game is doing that.
Yeah.
$100 for 3 days early.
You can't do it every year, 4 days early.
2K don't even put enough improvements in the game to even warrant like increases in dev.
Oh, facts. They getting worse. 2K is getting worse, bro.
What I'm concerned about is like developers. They always brag about, oh, these new consoles. Well, one of the benefits is actually that we can develop games faster, but it's only getting longer and longer development time. That's all we've gotten. So it's like, what if it's not shocking at this point if depending on the timing that they released their last game, we might get one game from a developer next gen. Like that's not surprising if we get one game out of them.
Remember how many Rockstar games we used to get back in the PS2 era, back to back?
Yeah. Now, like
one game a generation.
The most you're getting from like as far as like developers that make a AAA game, like it's like 2 next gen. It's like, well, as far as like like 2, honestly, unless they're one of those huge studios that make yearly, cycle games or something like that. It'd be like 2 games. That's all they put out. But I don't know. Hopefully they are able to make games a little bit faster. Moving on. There's a rumor that that Microsoft might be announcing the Xbox Series S in August. Smooth?
Yeah, it was supposed to. There's a whole lot to this. That was supposed to be the original announcement in June that they wanted to reveal, but they're having trouble trying to reveal it because they can't reveal that console until they reveal the price. So they figure PlayStation's price will be revealed sometime in August, and they feel comfortable revealing their release date and price for August. And once they reveal the price, they can reveal Lockhart because since it's supposed to be the cheapest of all next gen consoles.
Okay.
You think it's a bad idea revealing that smoother now?
It depends on how they do it.
Without the
They
price,
said they want to release the price of the PlayStation on July 13th.
I heard that rumor. I don't believe it though, because what is it, July 5th? So that means that means PlayStation's blog has to come out tomorrow and say something's happening on the 13th, like whether it be stream.
All right, well, I want to know if you believe it.
I don't believe it because I do, but PlayStation. It lines up with Microsoft moves because Microsoft, I heard PlayStation's supposed to be doing a state of play in August, which we would get like some more gameplay of some more so of the launch titles and then the release date and pre-orders.
Yeah.
Stuff. So that would make sense. It's just now it's like, all right, so when exactly will that happen? Because that's going to determine when Microsoft is going to be able to do their release. Now with Microsoft, their original plan was to release both the consoles but at separate dates. Like the Series X was supposed to come out first for all the enthusiasts earlier than the usual time frame, and the Lockhart was supposed to come out like during the normal holiday period, like closer to the PlayStation 5 release. But with that being said, I don't know if they are going to if they're going to plan to release the console simultaneously with the Series X, or still release one early and one later. So that means like they could potentially at the July event. The July event is rumored to be July 23rd. We should have a confirmation by tomorrow via Xbox Wire post. If it's July 23rd, if it's still a separate release, they could actually announce the Series X release date and price in their July event while doing the Lockhart release date and price in their August event if they're going to be separate release dates. Okay. They're supposed to be like a month apart.
Okay. Cool. I mean, this just the July Xbox event should be interesting. Because between July 21st and July 27th, Xbox is going to be also demoing 60 different games. Like that's their thing that they're showing. That's like their show.
No, I think that's I don't know. That's not Xbox. That's actually it's a summer game. It's just Xbox is participating in delivering demos, just like Steam and Epic Game Store, I believe, is doing the same thing. It's just that those are the platforms that's going to be participating with like demo access.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. All right. Moving on from that. So Giancarlo Esposito, or y'all probably know him as Gus from Breaking Bad. He's rumored to be in Far Cry 6, and he's probably gonna be the villain because he's the villain in damn near every single role he plays, or at least the anti-villain or the anti-hero or whatever. That's, I don't think he's ever played any other roles, so it's rumored that he's gonna be in Far Cry 6. So, and he's a really good actor, so that should be really cool to see him in.
The show he on right now is Vaz is on there. The dude that played Vaz in Far Cry 3.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, he played a character named Nacho Varga.
Oh, that's interesting.
That show heat.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, we can expect a Far Cry 6 announcement pretty soon, probably. Microsoft renewed the Fable trademark. Xbox guys about to get a Fable game that they wanted for so long.
With intent to use, they have to use it.
Wait, I thought Turn 10 was already making the Fable game.
That's just a rumor.
Playground.
Playground.
Hey BG, just like randomly, my good brother Baron wants the link. I don't know if you want me to give it to him or not, or
who?
Baron.
Yeah,
Baron,
yeah, you can give it to him.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah.
Pastor Baron.
You want to come here screaming our ears?
Yeah, let me get the volume control ready. Don't worry, I'm gonna get the volume control ready. Hold on. Because I gotta freaking do the thing. I gotta change his permissions. Because is he in here already? Is he in his Discord?
Thought he would be.
I thought he would be. Yeah, he can join. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he says it's already. He's already in the server, and he should be able to just click on the.
Does he need to be part of the podcast members thing or anything, or?
Yeah, I gave him. He has that access already. He has the podcast member access.
Okay, sorry about that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Fable.
Yeah, I guess Xbox guys are good for them. They've been wanting Fable for a long time. I hope they get it eventually. I'm not something I care about. I mean, I would try out a new Fable. I was never crazy about the past ones. Hope they get a perfect dark, man. I hope y'all get everything that tickles y'all inside, man. Whatever. I hope y'all get all those announcements.
We supposed to be getting everything, everything. So it's supposed to be some interesting times ahead. People keep teasing some. It's supposed to be an Xbox blackout over the next couple weeks. So,
man,
blackouts is 2015. So
oh, yo, you're crazy. I really do that. I really hope that Xbox doesn't let y'all down over the next month, and that event is like. I hope that event is everything y'all dream of it. Y'all dream of it. Like, man,
I mean, whether if it's good or not, Smooth still might go crazy on Twitter.
Insiders are saying it's supposed to be like a really good event, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Smooth. Uncle Phil said he was feeling real good after that Sony event, so he sounded like he got something in the tuck. This might be the one. This might be the one. Y'all know how like. After years we've been saying like, oh, this is gonna be the one for Xbox. This might be the one. Yeah, this might be the one right here. This might be the one.
I know if this ain't, then I'm done saying this might be the one.
Facts. What else we got? Oh, Crysis. The Crysis remaster was delayed. That was delayed like a few weeks.
Zero fucks given.
It need to
Yeah,
be.
'cause it looked like ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't already the most impressive looking game ever on PC already. Why we need a remaster? What's going on?
I mean, I don't know. Apparently, they said like some of it leaked and it wasn't looking the best, so that's why they delayed it.
So they were knowingly going to release some dog shit, but people found out it was dog shit. And they...
Hey, that's what I heard.
Oh, okay.
So do
Yep.
people actually like Crysis for the game, or just because it looks pretty?
I like the game of Crysis 2. I
It's
didn't
a
get a chance to
benchmark.
play
I only
Crysis 3.
played Crysis
Crysis
2. I
was
played
so
Crysis
great.
3.
I
Debatable.
actually like Crysis 3.
I wanted to play Crysis 3, but they canceled it on Wii U, so I kind of have some type of vendetta.
Are you serious, Pedro?
Isn't Crysis like a more popular Killzone? They give you like
Oh,
Stop that.
I feel like Killzone is more popular, honestly.
y'all
I don't
need
even
to
like
play the
Killzone in
damn
that.
game.
I feel
You,
offended
this
by that.
dude really said he wanted to play Crysis 3, but it didn't come out in the Wii U.
Yeah, they canceled it right beneath.
Swept it from right
do,
under the
do you
rug.
understand how trash the Wii U was? We got GTA on the PS3. We got GTA 5 on the PS4.
I ain't buying
We
not
got
one of those.
GTA 5 coming out on the PS5. And I'm still waiting for the definitive version of all your favorite games, GTA 5 on the Wii U.
The Switch
Do
can
I-
probably run there, yo. If it can run on PS3, I know the Switch can run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a GTA fan anyway, so.
You think we ever gonna get that blend, Drew?
Not a
GTA?
Crysis fan either.
GTA 5 on Switch.
No.
Ah.
No,
It'll fucking blow up in your hands.
they're not even gonna get 25% of that game on the Switch. Like that's not gonna happen.
They'll get Tony Hawk and they'll get Crash Bandicoot. Don't worry about it.
Ew.
Crash Bandicoot, yeah.
Another dog shit game.
I don't know why they keep releasing them. Like, don't release the PC and Switch version at the same time for these games.
Because they have history with Sony.
Yeah, they trying to bank
Yeah.
off that nostalgia type
But
shit.
they're coming to Xbox though.
Well, but Crash Bandicoot used to become on Xbox too after a while.
Yeah, but he had
Activision
Game
wants
Boy
it.
Advance exclusives and stuff like that for the Nintendo too.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I ain't know that.
Spyro, Crash Bandicoot crossover games.
I hate them fucking games, yo.
Yeah, those are big trash, low key. The Medium, there was a big deal about the Medium game. That it was going to be 30 frames on the Xbox Series X.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if this is true. I saw something like, "Oh no, it's going to be 60." Like, no, it's going to be 30.
I thought they said the standard frame rate was 60 on the Series X.
all right.
What happened?
What's the
Actually,
update? What's the current status? Is it 30 or
Alright,
60?
The current status on the medium is still to be determined because they haven't confirmed. The thing about the medium is like this is what happened. They did an interview with Major Nelson on the Xbox Wire, and they talk about like how they're taking advantage of leveraging the Xbox Series X, and the stuff they really highlighted is obviously they run in 4K, they're using ray tracing, and that there's like no loads and all this stuff, but they not one mention of like frame rates at all. Like even when they like talked about like CPU, they never mentioned like frame rates, and so. Jez from Windows Central tweeted like, "Oh, looks like the medium will be like 30 frames per second or some shit like that." And then GameSpot, with they non-journalism ass, is going to sit there and pull the same Xbox Wire interview that we all just got finished reading. And you know how they take quotes and then they merge their quotes with the journalist quotes. And he says, this dude says he said the developer confirms that the game will be running at 4K at 4K at 60 frames per second, exclusively for the Xbox Series X. And so when everybody saw Jez tweets, it was like, no, they confirmed it with GameSpot. But when you look at it and read it, there was no actual quote. And since I knew it came from the Xbox Wire article, I had already read that whole entire article. I was like, well, I know for a fact they didn't mention frame rate, so they're lying. And the thing about Xbox, when you go to the Xbox Series X page, they are not shy highlighting what games are actually 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. They have a list of all the games so far that they announced that are there, and they highlight which games are 60 frames per second. When you go to the Mediums page, which I covered in my video, shout out to the shameless plug, they only highlight 4K and ray tracing. But on all the other games that are taking advantage of Series X, there's 60 frames per second highlighted, 120 frames per second highlighted, 4K ray tracing, et cetera, but not on that game. And so everybody's been asking, but they haven't came out yet to confirm.
Okay.
Ultimately, isn't it up for the developers to decide whether or not a game is 60 in the first place?
Yeah,
Not
it is.
Con.
But they
Standard 12 teraflop beast. I thought it was standard.
yeah. All right. So to address that, when you consider these build of the Xbox Series X and what they're trying to say, they don't. Microsoft, since they've been on their liberal movement, they're not mandating anything, but they've built and engineered a console that they wanted that should be able to do 60 frames per second minimum standard. That's what the goal was when making that console. When you look at the specs in that machine, it should do it. And if you have a PC with those same specs or even close to it, you're not going to have a problem running games at 60 frames per second. You're just not. It's just you're going to be able to do it regardless, right? Okay. So they made the system right. There's nothing wrong with the system, but yet we still got developers stuck in these last gen habits where they're like, well, so I don't understand. Like, so Assassin's Creed and now the Medium are just going to be, these odd games at 30 frames per second. And now that games are $70, my rule is if you ain't 60 frames, you ain't worth $70.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What kind of asinine logic is that? That's what I want to know. What kind of dumb asinine logic is that?
He sounds like a PC gamer, honestly.
That's some P.
Next generation.
No. That's some PC nerdsul.
Talk to him.
That's some PC nerdsul garbage propaganda that you just spit out your mouth.
I'm not paying $70 for a game to be 30 frames per second.
Come on, man. Look. We don't went through this already. Y'all better. This is what I'm gonna tell y'all. All that, teasing y'all been doing us Switch owners about 30 frames per second. Y'all need to go ahead, sit at the table, and eat this damn crow. Because 30 frames per second is about to be your damn breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the Xbox Series X. So y'all need to get out of that.
It's already looking like a snack since 80% of the games are already 60 frames per second. So
they already telling you these games are 30 frames per second. So y'all better pull up a chip.
Only a handful, which is the games like Assassin's Creed, which is allergic to 60 frames per second.
I got you.
And then the Medium, they're just a little quiet. Maybe they're trying to aim for it. Maybe going on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Smooth. I'm gonna tell you this. Don't expect it to happen unless it's some first-party games, and a very few first-party games coming from Sony and Microsoft. You're gonna be on that 30 frames per second train with me and everybody else. You are not going to get away from it. You're not.
Certain every Microsoft first-party game is going to be 60 frames per second.
I don't know about that.
You want to bet on that, Smooth?
But the main ones will. The important ones. The important ones. Will,
you want to bet on that?
On the Xbox Series X.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll bet you a full fat 60 bones. And when is the expiration?
We'll do a full year. No, wait, because they only might release like 1 or 2 games in their open. We'll do 2 years.
2 years? Are we counting inflation?
What?
Oh God, what?
Inflation. If
y'all gonna do it for 2 years, y'all might as well make it like 120 or something.
Yeah, we'll do 120.
No, I think we should do like the first 6 months. The first 6 months window, the Xbox should have at least
6, because they're only gonna have like Halo and maybe another 1 or 2 games.
Well, and Halo is always 60.
Here's my real question, man.
Halo wasn't really 60 till the Xbox One.
The gods, since the Halo.
Shut up.
Here's my
Halo at 50 frames.
Here's my real question, though, man. Like, why does this bother you so much?
It's because, all right, it's not
because what?
It's a beast. If they have a platform,
hey,
they build a device.
Okay,
hey, but Smooth.
The Xbox is a game that really working.
But
let me handle this real quick.
They tell you the goal of this platform is to make sure they get 60 frames per second.
Smooth, have you seen PT exclusive though, yo?
I got you, Smooth. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. On the contrary to all these PC guys that just think 30 frames is unplayable, that's just not the facts. And the simple fact that we have seen and I know some people are going to object, but the simple fact that we have seen a couple of next generation games and they showed them to you, and the fact that a lot of people did not know they was 30 frames per second until they told them later on, like the Unreal Engine demo. So it's like, obviously this shit doesn't bother y'all as much as y'all think it does. Because all y'all out here, you know, twerking and clapping your ass cheeks for these new games that they show. Find out later that it's 30 frames per second, and then you have a problem then. But when they showed it to you, you didn't have a problem.
You know what's crazy? Baron is 100% right.
Actually, he's not. See,
He's definitely 100% right, because people was all, you know, until Digital Frames said it seemed like these games targeted 30 frames when everybody flipped out. But they couldn't tell at first.
Yeah, they
If you couldn't really tell for real, you would have been saying it for real.
From an Xbox point of view, see, I knew what games appeared to be running at 60, and the other games, remember, they didn't show.
And why are you lying right now?
No, they didn't show a lot of gameplay at the Xbox One, according to y'all. They didn't show a whole lot of gameplay, so you really couldn't be like, oh, that's 60 if it's a cinematic trailer. The thing is that the whole Unreal thing, once they told me it's an engine demo, I didn't care what it was running. It's not a game. So in terms of all the other games, yeah, the thing about the PlayStation though, their stream was already 1080p 30. So at that point, I wasn't taking frame rate consideration. That's why when the article first came out, I'm like, well, do they know they were analyzing a 30 frame per second stream? Like how did that? I was like, I wasn't looking at, oh, does that game look 60? If they told me a week in advance that this is going to be a 30 frames per second stream. So sorry, but when you consider what's in these machines, I don't want to hear no 30 frames per second.
But Smooth, I'm gonna ask my question again, right? By your logic, PC exclusives would look better than they do. They wouldn't be all top down and looking motherfucker games. Like, you know what I'm saying? So those machines can do way more, and the games look fucking horrible by comparison.
You know, the games aren't bad looking like they show, but at the end of the day, right? We know it's possible. We know it's possible. There's nothing holding them back from doing 60 frames per second.
I gotta agree. These CPUs are shouting 60 frames a second from the mountaintops. If we don't get that, that's a fucking problem. And at this point, you can put it on devs. Like, it's not going to be a machine.
Why is it a problem if I'm giving you an example of how people are actually engaging in the content they actually see, and then they don't know it's 60 frames or 30 frames per second, but find out later then have a problem.
60 frames
it's not an issue.
You should be able to see it with your
I couldn't play the Last of Us remastered in 4K. Couldn't do it. Like I had.
You're gonna take the.
I feel like frame rate when I play games at a higher frame rate, it feels more of a feeling thing. Sure, there's this level of smoothness that you see, but it's just also a feeling thing too. So
smooth.
It's a feeling thing.
Like smooth.
Like something you have to actually play to like kind of.
Maybe they can. Maybe
you got 4 minutes, yo.
23 frames.
I just think y'all need to leave this asinine argument in this generation when these consoles come out, and just leave it alone. Because it just makes no sense at this point.
You reading the super chat, PG?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the super chats right now, and everything else will be recorded if you weren't here earlier. Everything else will be included in Weapon Wheel After Dark. If you want that, then just support the Weapon Wheel Patreon. So let me just read these super chats real quick. Because we're still going to talk about like the topics we didn't cover, like the Laura Bailey and Neil Druckmann death threats.
Oh, let's get it. Yeah.
And what else we get into? I think that was mainly that, and like some other stuff. I don't know if anybody cares about the Harry Potter RPG game that's supposed to be coming out.
We're gonna talk about all that.
We can talk about like the religion as far as video games and stuff is concerned if you wanted to.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
we'll talk about that. So let me read these super chats. From today. So Tonywood 25 said, AJ Kruller said, that's the first one. AJ Kruller said, Nintendo dudes need to fall back for the rest of the year. They took Smash Brothers a little bit too seriously.
You know what? I got something to say about that too.
Hold up, Darren.
Yeah, hold it to that.
Hold up, Darren, before you go.
No, let him finish the super chat.
You already know what industry you're in, so these two kind of crossroads and parallel each other.
Anyway, I'm gonna let him finish his thing.
Mr. Miracle said, Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay drops Ubisoft to a mid-tier developer. That joint looks like Xbox attempted to make a game.
Damn.
Name said Jack got that glizzy on the bun, heavy sauce on it. Yo, where does glizzy thing come from?
Glizzy used to mean gun, but for some reason people are calling hot dogs glizzies now. But they're
What
still
the
like
hell?
acting like they're gun. I don't fucking know. It's weird. Yeah.
All right. Name also said my character gonna have a small penis because that's what I have. No reason for me.
Hey yo.
He said no reason for me to pretend in the game. He's talking about Cyberpunk because you can customize your dick. Mega ZX said Mega ZX 456 said these young kids in the FGC are like shonen protagonists. They always get into some bullshit. Tunde Abimbola said the Smash people were also getting these kids drunk. They should not be in hotels with adults. Tokyo TZTV said my family member lied on a dude, lost in court, and we asked her why she lied, and she said I don't know. People lie, so I need more evidence when it comes to things. Name said hoes be saying no while you in the pussy. Oh my god.
No, don't stop.
What
movie that come out of?
I mean,
How high?
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I'm like, I don't know, Bon. What you been watching? Wonton Suit 2 said Xbox games will stay $60 because they're cheap to make. Mega ZX 456 said the $10 hike is fine if they get rid of booty boxes. Tony Wood 25 said I would like to personally thank these greedy console companies for motivating me to go to PC. Price hike, damage control, gamers touching their toes. Papa John said y'all better hope Stadia don't take over. Instead of buying a $500 box, you can just stream the game and buy only the games.
That still exists?
I mean, I haven't heard about Stadia in a long time.
I always forget about it until somebody brings it back up.
Tony with 25 said anyone who bends over for $70 unfinished games should get it like Dante Wilder did from Tyson Fury. Sorry, Jack and KS. But I hope both companies fail. He also said,
all right, fam.
He said everyone got to spit on The Last of Us 2 except my guy Jimmy. Turn that beat, WWP, and let Jimmy be game and drop those bars. Kid Smooth got verse 2 remix. Tony with 25 said what's the Patreon option to make the next person talk crazy about Nintendo Switch play Splatoon 2? Y'all done disrespecting the GOAT console.
What?
Yeah.
Tony,
right.
would you be tipping into that fucking reserve y'all got over there?
Tony would switch his favorite console every week. You haven't noticed?
Or you sound like he on lean Percocets and Molly. This shit crazy. Tony, you good, bro?
I was just about to say, when did he like to switch?
He switches every week. I'm telling you, bro.
This nigga, hey, I know you don't like The Last of Us 2, but it's like you on shrooms, man. You good? You got the cordyceps? What's going on? Damn.
Cordyceps.
And
didn't Barron say that game was going to review low?
We can get into all that on after. Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, Jazzy Jefferson said, Blandrew the church mouse always get Barron to speak up for him. Nah, Blandrew was talking, man. Nah, Blandrew was holding his own.
He was talking low.
He was holding his own. Don't do that to Blandrew. He was on one tonight.
He might have been whispering, but yeah. What?
All right. Wow. So yeah, that's it, y'all. West Weapon World Podcast 234 or is it 243? I don't fucking know. 243.
243.
Yeah. So after dark is about to start, where we will be recording it right now. Go check out the Weapon World Patreon. It will be up right after. So yeah, we out, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Didn't you say